If you get swept, you get humped. That's how they do it.
I would like to report an assault.
Here on Ben and Woods this morning. Good morning, everybody. We'll say it's nice to come in on a Monday morning after winning 3 straight. It does make it a little bit more difficult to talk about the team and what's wrong with them because at least for 3 games, everything was fine. Sure, we're going to talk about all of the beautiful comebacks, the never giving up, the good managerial moves, the Fernando Tatis Jr. show, which is just an electric factory right now. And drink it in. That actually made me out of breath. Running over to hump you. I don't have the humping stamina I once did.
Not. He only lasted about 6 seconds.
If that.
So, yeah.
If that. I'm literally out of breath. Whew. I don't do a lot of cardio. I lift more so, but I don't do a lot of cardio. And that was that really. It's early for cardio, but well, welcome in. Good to have you guys here. Happy Monday to you. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindel's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. How was the weekend?
Weekend was great.
Good.
Had a great time. Went to the Padres game on Friday. Had a great night. Hung out on Saturday to avoid the heat, and then yesterday went up to my mother-in-law's for the morning and hung out with them.
Hot
for a little
up
bit.
there.
It was hot. Stayed in the air conditioning.
Man.
She got a little pool for the dogs though.
Yep.
They were just running around out in the yard and having the most fun.
Pigs and S.
Yeah, so we went up there, let them have some fun and get tired, so then they would relax the rest of the day.
It's funny. We do that with kids too.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It does work with dogs as well.
It works. I would say it works better with dogs than kids. I've had both. I can speak to this. That running your dogs in the heat will wear them out. Running your kids in the heat almost sometimes gives them more power, and it's weird. Like you think, oh, they're going to be sacked out and tucked in. Now, once bedtime comes, they sleep really well. But
the trade-off though is that like when my dog's really annoying or I'm just tired and not in the mood to play or whatever, I can't just give her iPad to like make her go into the living room and shut up for an hour.
That's true. I was just telling them in here that like there's those you reason with yourself as a parent, right, Benjamin? Benjamin Higgins, your family neighborhood sports anchor. You've got 2 kids. You're like, what is the lesser of 2 evils here? Because again, for example, we had 2 baseball games yesterday, and they started at noon and 1:30. Just 2. We had a 3-hour window playing 2 teams of the same organization. Shout out, by the way, to Win Baseball, WINN. Incredible people. Parents, all you hear is horror stories about, oh man, these travel kids, these little league kids, these parents. You couldn't have had a better experience than we had yesterday.
They're from like South Bay,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
I've heard really good things about that.
Their coach Manny I love the dude. I mean, I think he listens to the show, and we had chatted about getting the teams together. Fantastic organization. Their kids were so kind and respectful and played so hard and played well, fundamentally, sound. Our kids were so respectful, so kind. The parents were amazing. Like the umpire, nobody yelled at the umpire. It was idyllic. So don't believe everything you see on Twitter from old baseball players whining about the new generation. Stop believing it. You have to see it with your own eyes. Are there bad actors in there? I'm sure there are. But it is what you make it. So anyway, we go and play these games in this blistering, scorching heat. I mean, blistering, scorching heat. I get home, kids end up going out and doing some stuff, and I'll get to that in a minute. But they come home, and Bo looks at me and goes, Dad, will you play baseball with us? And I looked at him, I looked at him, I go, I love you so much. I love you so much.
And you want him to want to ask.
Yes, of course. Right? Of course.
But you have spent your reserves.
So I got up. Yeah. I got up at 6:30. Well, I was up, but I went to the field at 6:30 a.m. to clay the mound and to fix home plate and to clean the dugouts and to sweep all the spider webs off of the dugouts and do all. I had to get it ready. Then we went out. I was there an hour early, stayed a little bit after. I love it. I go, man, I love you so much. I go, I need to not right now. I need to turn my mind off from baseball as much as I love you. And this was indoor, like watch us play and throw us, pitches. And I Felt bad for about 10 minutes, and I was like, man, I gotta like, I'm cashed at this point.
So as a parent, you have an internal scoreboard.
Yes.
Where you are keeping track and wanting to make sure every day that you provide your children with enough activity and, stuff to enrich them and physical exercise. And you are absolutely willing to I'm going to put in the work to do this.
100%.
And at some point you go, I've done it. They have been enriched. They have been exercised. I have done my job. And then you look at a clock and it's like 3. And you realize though that your job is still
far
not
from
done.
over.
It's not
far.
done. Like I'm clocking out now. I have completed all my tasks. My checklist is done. And then you still have these 2 people sitting here who are
sitting there.
We're not going anywhere.
Here we are now. Entertain us. Here we are, Dad. Entertain us.
I did a really good job the first 9-10 hours of this day. We're good. And it's like they don't have that scoreboard. They don't think,
hey, Dad's done enough.
Dad and Mom, they did all this stuff all day. They're good. They passed the test. I'll have to wait until tomorrow. No, they don't wait until tomorrow.
Both of my kids are little Kurt Cobains, dude. Both of them. Dad, what are you doing? We're bored. I'm like, what do you want me to do? So this is a real conversation that happened in my home last night. Taylor's in kindergarten. Bo's in 3rd grade. Bo's a really good reader. Doesn't really like to read yet. And when we went to the meeting last week, the teacher was like, they're not messing around. 3rd grade is a real transitional, hey, it gets real this year and next year. So get ready, parents. You need to be teaching them every night. And I'm like, okay. Now, I loved to read. I loved it. I had no problem. My mom, instead of an iPad, my mom would go, do you want to go to the bookstore? Do you want to go to the library? And I'd be set for 6 hours a day. My kids aren't like that. So Taylor needs to be reading every night as well, about 30 minutes. And by Taylor reading, that means watching Dad or Bo read and following along as best he can. I grab a book. I lay them down. I'm tired, but it's very necessary. This is a job at night. That's a job. You guys got to clock in and out for this. Sit them down. I start reading the book. I look over. Taylor's messing with Bo's hair. I go, hey, this is a real conversation. I go, hey, I know how to read. I'm good. I'm set. I'm 51 years old, bud. I know what I'm doing. I know how to read. If you're not going to be full coach mode, dude. Look, if you want to go to school unprepared, that's going to be on you. That is not going to be on me, dude. I'm offering. I've got the book. All you have to do is sit. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is sit there and pay attention. I go, you made it one sentence, one. And he starts to get upset. I go, hey, again. And Bo got mad. I go, I know how to do multiplication. You don't. I go, we can either do it or not. It's going to be on you. I want them to know it is their responsibility ultimately to do what they've been told by their parents and coaches and teachers and whatever. I was a little harsh. I did apologize, but it was the end of a long day. It was the end of a very long day, and we ended up getting through a book about Louis Pasteur, which was very good. And they really enjoyed the story of how he cured rabies and pasteurized milk, and they thought it was great.
It's good.
But the best thing that happened to us yesterday was after the book was done, Bo goes, "Oh, Dad, I forgot to tell you." And I said, "Oh, great. Where's this going?" All right, strap in for this one, gang. Paul, you got the pictures I sent?
Yes. Upload right now.
If you're in the stream, you're lucky. So most kids, after a doubleheader, they want to go get ice cream, maybe pizza, maybe In-N-Out. And not my kids. My kids wanted to go to Spirit Halloween again. It's their favorite place on the planet.
It kills me. But
It's so funny.
But I get it.
But you get it. Now, have you guys been into a Spirit Halloween lately?
Not this season.
Not this season.
No.
It's right by your house.
Yeah, it is right there.
Pop in just to give this story a little bit more color. It is incredibly done. There's things that you step on now that they jump out and get you. It's incredible.
This is like their arcade.
This is their arcade. That's right. And they love to look at the costumes, and they can grab the big machetes and the battle axes and everything else, and they run around. So
hopefully made out of foam.
yeah, all foam and like plastic.
Okay.
Not real machete.
Okay, good.
So Bo goes, "Dad, So he went with our friends, the Coopers. And he goes, Jackson and I have this game that we play in Spirit Halloween. Basically, like one of us hides and the other person tries to find us, but with the scary mask on. I'm like, oh, so like scary hide and seek. So you're hiding. Jackson pops up with an old man mask around the corner and you freak out and run around. Sorry to the employees of Spirit Halloween, by the way. I'm very sorry. You're just trying to get through your day, and I get it. Because that's not what it's there for. It's not an amusement park. It's there to purchase something and get out.
You don't get to just try on whatever you want. You like run around.
It's not like
You're dealing with all these children, including the Woods kids, knowing that you are fired in 2 months, too.
Oh, yeah, you're out of a job.
This is it. You're completely out of a job.
It's called a seasonal employment. He goes, Dad. And he started to blush. And he goes, there was I hid in this one section, and there was this costume there. And I go, yes. And he goes, it was called the Skelebaner. And I go, are you looking at the stream? So
is this in the sexy costumes
I don't know.
section possibly?
Describe for our audience what they're looking at here. Okay?
It's just a normal
skeleton
costume.
That's Ben Higgins' skeleton.
That is the X-ray of Ben Higgins at his last doctor's appointment. Yeah. So he goes. So now, did you read?
Technically, there is no bone in that section. That is not. It's not
now.
It's not anatomically correct at all.
Correct. There is not. If you did an X-ray, it would not show that. So he goes, Dad, and he's laughing.
Someone has a medical condition.
Put it back on, Paulie, because I need to read what it includes. Okay. So it's a skeleton, and there's this dangling bone, right? So check this out. Includes skeleton jumpsuit, mask with attached hood, gloves, faux phallus, and air pump. So you can walk around. Which, by the way, is 1,000% sexual assault. It's 100%. Hey, how you doing? Trick or treat?
This is a bridge too far.
You think so?
We have crossed a bridge.
Do you think so? Do you think so?
Halloween is canceled, everybody.
So
it's over.
You're right. Oh, how's it going? Trick or treat. Right?
It's around the neighborhood.
Oh, no, it gets better.
Around the neighborhood.
It's just around the neyborhood. So it gets better. He says to me,
God.
yeah, it is. You can.
This is not okay.
So I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it until I made Hannah Google it. So it's on her phone.
Stop with the air pumping sound.
So she looks, she goes, yep, there it is. And I go, send me the picture. I need it for the stream tomorrow. He goes, also, Dad, there was a mask there. And he goes, I put this one on.
Oh, God.
It was the penis head mask. And Paulie has a picture of that as well. That one was loose and hanging to where you could take it and put it on.
$12.98 is not
it's
bad.
It's not bad
though.
at all.
You can do a lot worse for $12.98.
We've all been looking for Halloween costumes. It's like, oh, no. Do not get me the boner. What is it called? Skelebaner. Do not make me be Skelebaner, please. So I couldn't believe it. And I thought to myself, do you remember, and maybe you remember, Paulie, but Ben and I definitely remember. We all grew up with, like, there was Blockbuster, of course. There was Hollywood Video.
Oh, yeah.
But your local video shop.
Sure.
Ours actually,
Park Video.
Strangely enough, was called Cox, and I worked there. One of the 7,000 jobs. It was called Cox Video. And they had The Room. The room in the back with the curtain that you were like,
I do remember the
hell is in that room.
The adult section.
You could do the same thing at Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
And because, again, that place is like thrown together. Like you could, it would take them 15 minutes to put like, hey, adults only costume.
But then again, is it more problematic to have a room that's completely kind of darkened and alone.
You tell me, guys,
in a
when
store
we were
that's filled with children.
when we were kids, when your parents looked away, you're like, oh my God.
You would slowly walk by and just kind of see what you
were trying them on.
No. You would like, oh, let me just check these. Let me look at this bottle of tonic water because it was always next. Like there was always alcohol near there or something. Like you're like reading something and waiting for somebody else, an adult to walk in there.
So you
curtain moves back, and you're like, whoa.
You're like, what the hell is going on? You see like Playboy videos. You're like, oh my God, I got to get in there.
But I don't know that I ever walked in. I never walked in past the curtain because. Like, we grew up in a world where you respected a curtain. If a curtain was hung up, you did not walk past that curtain. You didn't walk through that curtain. It was not meant for your eyes. And if it was, you better be surreptitious about it. You better lay on your back and look under. Like, there's ways to do it. I mean, I laughed so hard. When he told me this. I go, and he's like, Dad, like, who would wear that? And I was like, other than Uncle Ben, really nobody we know. I mean, there's nobody that we know at all that would wear that out in public. Can you imagine? You can't, and there's a guy that's like, maybe he's listening and he's like, oh no, I bought the Skeleton. I thought it would be funny. 25 years ago, maybe. You can't walk around pumping up your plastic.
If you are going to an adults-only Halloween party.
Yeah, or like
you
shooting a porno or something. Yes, absolutely.
Maybe.
100%.
Maybe. But for actual walking around on Halloween night with hordes of children,
can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine one of the dads in the neighborhood? Hey, this is hysterical. Everyone's like, Mike, no, dude, Mike, no. Mike, you got to put that thing away. What's wrong?
It was in Spirit Halloween.
Bro, it made me laugh so hard. I go, and again, every day, like with those dudes, is a whole new experience. Taylor explained to us this weekend that the weekend is actually 3 days long. And I sat there and I listened to his hypothesis. He goes, because Saturday is 2 days. Okay. And I go, no. I go, Saturday's 1 day. He goes, Dad, Friday. I go, Taylor, how many days did you not go to school this week? And he goes, 2. I said, so how long is the weekend? He goes, 3. And I go, but what do you mean? And he goes,
he's getting mad at you?
Yeah. He goes, Friday night, Saturday is 2 days, and then Sunday. And I go, you know what? You're right. It's 3 days. At that point, you just let it roll.
Maybe he's unlocked the secret to
life, success, and happiness, and every day is a 3-day weekend to him. But I'm telling you, man, it's straight comedy.
Was he an Odyssey employee?
Hey, are you in upper management? He'll make a great upper manager one day in the radio business. Yes. I'll see you guys Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's fine. It was an we had such a great weekend, and obviously the Padres. I'm watching the game though Saturday, the amazing comeback. You get in the car after baseball practice, and you're a little defeated because you're like, 5-1, and you're like, oh, we're bringing Griffin Canning. All right, fine. Punt, one last night. That's nice. And then I get to In-N-Out. Well, so we drive to Las Olas. We're going to have dinner. We got a few of the kids from the team with us. And we pull into
Great spot in Cardiff.
Great spot in Cardiff. Pull in. I'm seeing cars backing out because there's no parking in that dirt lot. And there's no other parking. They won't let you park next door at Tower 13. Like they just, so there's either a spot or not. So we pulled a ripcord. Let's just go to In-N-Out. I want to ask you guys, what is the longest wait you've ever had in In-N-Out? It's fast food, okay? Yeah. Like it's fast food. I'm going to call it fast food for our purposes.
I think In-N-Out obviously takes the longest of like fast food options.
But let's say you're
happy to do it.
Let's say you walk into the store, whether it be McDonald's, Burger King,
I was there,
KFC.
I was there last week with my son.
So you go in.
And it was crowded.
But to go in and order and eat there, what's the longest you've ever waited?
Okay, so last week when I went, and it was very busy, we ordered, and she said, okay, your number's 77. And so I sit down, and then the first thing I hear is 32.
Yeah. So you're like
32, and I go, oh no, I'm 77. These, maybe they're out of order. Now we waited all the way through. It was still only about 15 minutes, 15 to 17 minutes.
So we ordered. We had
longest I've waited 20, maybe like
max
20, 25 at the most.
We ordered, and I got these other parents' kids with me, and most kids go to bed about 8:39 at their age, and it's It's 8:15, and we place our order. We did not get our food till 9:00 at In-N-Out.
Damn.
Now, not their fault, man. Not their fault at all. Somebody had brought their entire football team, post-practice or game, into In-N-Out. I felt so bad. I watched those people back there working. Bro, you've never seen anything like it. And they're cranking them out. Okay,
those kids work
they
their
work
asses
off.
I know
back
they're
there.
17 beef down.
That's it. Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
I know In-N-Out, like, they pay their employees well. They take care of their employees well.
You couldn't pay me enough to hit a rush like that,
It's
Paulie.
a good job for kids to have, but they earn every dollar that they make.
There's no
they work
question.
their asses off.
So we sat in there, and it took 45 minutes to get our food, and my kids were all the kids were bouncing off the walls. Like, it's crazy, but I was watching the game on my phone, and I saw the comeback on my phone, sitting in In-N-Out, trying to block out the noise. But what a fantastic, fantastic weekend for our San Diego Padres. We can get into that next, but hope you enjoyed the Skeleton.
That was very funny. Let's we will set the menu for our Monday edition of Ben and Woods, and everyone's saying Ben's dressed a little Natalie this morning.
Yes, very
I'm
Natalie.
going to meet some billionaires later today.
Will you give them my love?
Are you not coming?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, give them my love.
I requested parking on your behalf.
Wish them well for me.
The press conference to introduce Jose E. Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones will be carried live here on 97.3 The Fan at 1 p.m. today. And, I will be there.
I don't get what happened. You were, as of all of last week, we were all going to be
Gung-ho.
going.
We were going to represent together.
It doesn't quite work with I'm worried that I can't get back in time to pick the boys up at 2:20.
No, you
For
would
a
not make it back.
1 o'clock presser.
No.
Pick the boys up at 2:20 would be. I don't like that feeling of panicked and thinking about leaving them alone.
Yeah.
So, but again, Mr.
If you'd like to submit a written question, we could try to pass it along for you.
Mr. Feliciano and Mrs. Jones, welcome to San Diego. We're glad to have you. And
they could be listening right now.
You don't need me there. What do I need? I'm not going to ask any questions. What?
It's eyewash.
What? Yes,
it is. It's a bit eye-washy.
It's a good look.
It is a good look.
It is eyewash.
I don't care.
All right, we'll set the menu.
You guys, we're covered. You guys got us.
Get to a wrap-up of 3 straight Padres victories. All coming up next, broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how. On a Monday morning, it is Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We'll be right back.
He just, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's going to hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Before we do anything else, I do want to say a really, really nice celebration of life for Billy Ray Smith on Saturday.
That's right.
It was an honor to attend. Went down to the Rock Church in Point Loma about 1:30.
Sounds weird to say, but I saw your Instagram and it looked like you had good seats. Is that weird to say? Like you had
no,
good
it's
seats?
not, because I wasn't really expecting anything. Although Kimberly had texted me and said, oh, we set a parking space for you in the
nice.
side lot. So I get there, and
It looked like you were a speaker, like you were sitting so close. You were like second row.
So again, I was not expecting this, but I pulled in, and there was some security just like keep the lot open. Oh yeah, we got Ben Higgins. Yeah, we got a spot for you in the back, and they directed me to the spot. And then I get out of my car, and immediately a guy comes up to me and goes, "Yeah, I'm the head of security here. We're just whisked me in a back door.
Look at you."
And all of a sudden, I'm in this room. I don't know where I'm going, so I've never been there before. Go into this back ante room, and I walk in.
It's like
and
Taylor Swift arriving somewhere.
for real.
I'm immediately staring at Drew Brees and Dan Fouts, NFL Hall of Famers, who are in this. Something like 20 people in this back room.
And he was not wearing his MFIC.
He was not, but he referenced himself as that during his talk about Billy Ray at one point.
Really?
I'm in this room. I look over. There's Dean Spanos. I'll just keep my distance.
Wow.
Over there. I go, I don't know why I'm back here with Kimberly and her family and all these.
You worked with her for a long time.
All these dignitaries and Hall of Famers and such, but it was nice of her to invite me. And I walk in. They kind of file us in through the back door, and there's some seats up front. So I just end up sitting in one of the front rows there, and just really enjoyed. The speakers were fantastic. The music was unbelievable.
He was a big Hagar guy, right?
He was. So Kimberly's friend Bonnie Foster had helped put together the production, but they had the gospel choir, and they were doing like Billy Ray's favorites, like "Dream On" by Aerosmith, and they did a Van Halen medley.
Let's
and then,
go, dude.
Then they played.
That was incredible.
They played some videos, including Sammy Hagar, who I guess he and Billy Ray were friends, and back to the 1980s.
Sammy.
And Sammy
back to the 80s.
Back to the 80s. Yeah, Sammy told a story where Sammy was selling like Red Rocker merch.
Yeah.
And I think it was like at the sports arena here in San Diego. And he said, Billy Ray, come on out. We'll do the booth together or whatever. They had it all set up. And he said, it would be cool if like we could have a TV playing, my videos while we're selling this Red Rocker merchandise. And Billy Ray said, I'll take care of it. So Sammy says, Billy Ray shows up in his truck, and this is in the 80s. So you want the big TV, like picture tube,
7,000 pounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes,
I'll take care of it.
How are we ever going to get this from like the parking lot all the way
inside?
Billy Ray, no problem.
I got it.
One person just lifts the entire thing, walks it like down upstairs, sets the thing up. Sammy goes, strongest man I've ever seen in my life.
That's so good.
Setting up this television.
Now, see, he was San Diego's true concierge, because I would never, ever consider, can you bring your TV down and bring it in and load it up for me?
Maybe for Sammy Hagar, which was really cool. He loved Sammy Hagar's music.
That's the coolest thing.
And they became friends. Dan Fouts spoke. Rolf Benershka not only told the story of when it was a preseason game for the Chargers against the New Orleans Saints, and the Chargers were down 20-18 with 6 seconds left, but Rolf had tweaked a groin, and the punter, who was the backup kicker, had injured his hamstring. So they had no kickers left. Don Coryell looks and goes, I need someone to kick the winning field goal. Billy Ray just puts his hand up. I did in high school. I'll do it, coach.
Holy crap.
Goes out there. So I thought I knew the story as well. Billy Ray goes out, kicks a 34-yard field goal to win it. But I did not know this part. The referee immediately goes over and goes, you've got tape on your shoe. That's illegal. Throws the flag. 15-yard penalty.
No way.
No good. And so they back it up to 49. So that's too far. And they throw a Hail Mary, and it is incomplete, but they call pass interference. So they set the ball back up at the 1.
This is all in a preseason game. You're doing too much.
Again. The trainer's cutting his shoe off, his socks, his tape, his shoe, and he just pulls it off, and he goes out barefoot and kicks it the second time right down the middle. I mean, he looks like he has been kicking in the NFL for decades. Yeah, and they showed it. They had the whole video, the whole sequence of the first kick, the pass interference, Billy Ray, everyone it's a preseason game, but they win it, and it's a really cool story. And it also showed how Billy Ray was up for anything at any time.
That is so badass.
But my favorite part was, Kimberly spoke, and just so incredible to get up there and talk about his just attitude. Kimberly said, I just kind of a worrier. It's in my nature, but every time I would worry about something, I would tell Bill, and he would look at me and go, think we're going to be okay. And she said, and I knew we'd be okay. And then Savannah, who's their daughter, who's pregnant, she was there, but she recorded hers on video.
Yeah. It'd be hard to get up there.
To make sense, it would be hard to get 100%. Up there. And she said a story that blew me away about Billy Ray as a dad.
Oh no, this is going to get me.
She said, I loved The Lion King. So he took me to the stage show when I was little to see it. And I loved it so much. And he was so delighted by that he took me back to the stage show 22 times.
I wouldn't even
as a dad
play baseball with my kids last night.
22 times.
I yelled at my kids when I had to read at them.
He took her to the Lion King, like theatrical performance. Can you imagine going to see the same movie 22 times would be? No. A stage show 22 times.
Thanks a lot. I love you guys. If you're listening, just trust me on that. I really do. Holy cow, man.
I saw Toy Story 3 times in one day when it first came out when I was a kid.
Yeah, I saw Return of the Jedi 3 times in one day when I was a kid, but I was dropped off at the movies.
Yeah, I didn't see it for another 19 times in theaters.
Yeah, but also nobody took me. I got dropped off at the $1 movie. I was 10 years old. They're here, here's $15. Enjoy. Man, what a great bunch of stories.
Yeah, it was. It was a terrific.
Shout out to his family.
Angel.
And
how's Kimberly doing?
She seemed like she was doing well. Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's been a long road, right? And somebody you love that much and as the suffering I think that he had to go through at the end, nobody wants to see that. And it's just it's brutal. But I mean, I only knew him very, very little, just hanging out with him at a couple of remotes, and we all know about the handshakes. And he was just he had this congenial way about him that I miss about myself sometimes. Things get a little serious sometimes, and you get a little bogged down in your own stuff.
That laugh,
that
man.
dude, but he was always just like, he just was full of life, man. And so that's sad. Props to you, kudos to you for going to that and being there for their family. I know that probably meant a lot to him.
Mean, it was about like and everybody in San Diego was there at some point. The mayor got up and spoke.
It's crazy you got your tickets from Mike Damone though to get upgraded to the second row of that show that you went to.
Like a fish out of water for sure.
Yeah, but you're one of them, dude.
It was nice.
So
to
you had
there.
better seats than Dean Spanos?
Yeah, I think so.
100% as deserved.
Yeah, I'd
100%
say so.
right in the back of my head. All right, let's set the menu quickly for what we've got coming up today. Fairly normal Monday, including Craig Elston at 7:40 and our Linsider Dennis Lynn from The Athletic at 8:40. All guests appear on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. Got our usual segments like Don't Do This, Take on Woods. We got a brand new prize. We'll tell you about it a little bit later. Woods is very excited about this one. We'll go through the rest of baseball this weekend as well with our MLB Reach Around. Padres didn't get a ton of help. Only the Arizona Diamondbacks lost once the entire weekend. The Phillies keep winning. The D-backs keep winning. The Cubs keep winning. Yeah, you gotta play really good baseball just to maintain your position right now in the National League playoff chase.
It's a great song by U2 called Running to Stand Still. And it reminds me of every time of this year. That's what you have to do. If you are in one of these positions, you are running to stand still, and you have to do it. And it's wonderful and it's great. And think about how badly it could have gone if it went differently.
Sure.
So, hey, as hot as the Phillies are right now, Padres are kind of held serve this weekend. And now, it's great. You look at it and you go, okay, that was fun. Now you have to go out and do it again. You have to go out and find a way to win this series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So we will preview that certainly at some point today as well. But this is it, man. Meaningful baseball. I didn't think we would get here. I really didn't, and we are, and it makes me very happy.
Well, we love winning, so we'll start with a wrap-up of the third straight win, yesterday's 8-1 victory, the runaway at the end, and Fernando Tatis Jr. show coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's your latest traffic update.
Slow moving on the 163 from after Washington Street to the 5 northbound direction looks great getting past the zoo and heading towards the 8. I'm Abby Curlett, Odyssey San Diego Traffic.
This update is brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety.
School season is here. Remember your driving ABCs. Stay alert for bicyclists and children crossing. Stop for students getting on or off the bus. Look out in school zones. Follow the posted speed limit. ABC. Go safely, California. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Are you ready? How did things play out in yesterday's game?
I liked last night's game.
It's time for the
Padres wrap up
with Ben and Woods.
You guys are the voice of San Diego.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
1-0, Tatis hammers it in the air, deep down the left field line. This one gonna go. Second deck, Western Metal. Tatis with another home run. Solo shot here in the third, and the Padres strike. It's 1-0. The 0-1 swings, hits it on the ground hard, right side. Diving stop, Cronenworth to his left. From his knees, throws to first in time. Jake Cronenworth flashing leather on the right side of the infield. Here it is on 3-2. Lee swings, hits it in the air, deep to right field. Fernando going back, looking up. This one gonna go. What an at-bat for Brooks Lee. On the 10th pitch of the battle against Buehler, he hits a game-tying solo shot, 1-1 here in the fifth. Pitch. Rangifo hits it on the ground. Fair ball up the first baseline beyond Lewis. Bambasano has scored. Hayes is on his way. Keeshaw's throw comes into first. A 2-run go-ahead double for Rangifo. And the Pods hop on top. It's 3-1. And Tatis hits a laser into center field, base hit. Here comes Bogarts. He'll score. Here comes Bowen. He'll score. 2-run single for Tatis. 5-1 Padres here in the sixth. First pitch swinging, hits it in the air, deep to right field. This one way back, gonna go. Jackson Merrill homers for his second consecutive game. Got his 20th last night. How about number 21 for number 3? And the Pods have added on. It's 6-1 here in the seventh pitch of the at-bat. And Bogarts hits a line drive. Culpepper can't handle it. It's short into left center field. Hayes will come in to score. Bogarts trying for 2. The throw in the tag, not in time. RBI doubles Xander Bogarts. And the Padres have added again. It's 7-1. It's a 3-2. Caratini on the ground to the left side. Manny gobbles it up to second. That's one. Cronenworth's turn is in time and a double play. So Peralta gets what he needs from Caratini. And that's all for the Twins in the top of the 8th. 3-1. And Tatis swings, hits it in the air deep to left center field. Rodin is back. This one gonna go. Number 2 for Fernando on the day. A line drive homer to left center field. Oh, Fernando. Stay hot. 8-1 here in the 8th. Matsui delivers. Bell swings and misses. Strike 3 as Matsui seals the deal. The Padres sweep the Twins. Buehler another quality start. And Fernando Tatis Jr. another big day at the dish.
It's not always how you start the season, but how you finish it. And those guys are, playing their best baseball in August. When everybody's kind of wearing down a little bit, they're peaking, and that's nice for our ball club.
What have you seen out of Buehler recently? 3 straight quality starts.
Yeah, he's been pitching the ball, ever since the All-Star break. He needed that little breather, and ever since then he's kind of, been the Walker Buehler that we saw in the month of June and kind of who we've seen in the past. But I think he smells the postseason. That's one thing that's like part of his career is being a part of that every single year. So he smells that. He knows the team needs some quality starts. He also sees the other starters doing really well. And I think, internally that motivates him. And he's just been able to make a lot of really good pitches here lately.
You spent so long kind of waiting for Tatis to put the ball in the air, to pull the ball in the air, to take kind of the swings that he took today. What have you noticed that's allowed him to do that specifically?
I think he looked in the bat rack, found a 2-iron, and decided I'm going to use that today. All the hits today were just line drives, and even the one he got out on, he was just hitting the ball so hard. But I think he feels good in the box with his swing. He feels good at what the hitting coach's game plan is giving him. Raul Padron, one of our hitting coaches, done a really good job with him individually. Souza and the rest of the hitting group, collectively supporting him in that. And I think it's freed Fernando up just to go be a baseball player and use his natural talent to the best of his abilities. And if something goes awry during the game, it's not something that allows him to have 3 or 4 mistakes down the road, but he's able to forget about it and move on and know, I'm still one of the greatest players in the game.
I mean, watching that guy play right now he's on another planet. We all know how the game goes. It's baseball. It won't last forever. But to go out and have a series like he did, and we said it on the roundtable last week too, Benjamin, he's been a dream to watch offensively, defensively, the way that he's moving. It's just maybe you forget, when he's going through those slumps at the beginning of the year, I always knew. Oh yeah, I think all of us knew it was in him. I was never in the you got to trade this guy, get him out of here. I saw one that said he's spitting in our face every day. And I'm like, no, the guy's just in a slump. Like, he's just and I think Craig makes a good point. Him a couple of years ago, after a mistake or after a punch out or a bad AB, it was a little. He wears it on his sleeve, and I'm raising one of those as well, and I was one of those myself. So I totally understand. I've always been sympathetic to it. Always, I get it. I know how hard and frustrating that is. Now to watch him mature every single day, and when things have gone a little bit south, or he's made a mistake on the base pass, whatever, it's not. It doesn't end his day. He's able to flush it and move on.
It's pretty wild that he's had like both the lowest point of his career, like at least offensively. I mean, the first 2 months he was lost at the plate, at least, power wise. And then he also in that same season turns it around and has arguably the best week of his career in the big leagues. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know that you can find another week where he had more offensive production, more amazing catches in the outfield, wreaking havoc on the bases. I mean, he's been on fire this last week.
What were his weekend numbers? We were putting them together just during the wrap up.
9 for 14 with 6 RBI, 6 runs scored. Incredible catch on Saturday night. 2 bombs yesterday. I mean, it's unreal.
I was talking to my brother yesterday, and he said, "Do you think Tatis is going to get some MVP votes?" And I go, "Well, yeah, he should. I mean,
yeah."
Then probably be a little more down ballot. Obviously, PCA is going to get a ton, and Shohei Ohtani still exists. He's not going to win the MVP, but
would you have called that in May or June?
Well, that was the point. Yeah. Like, he had 0 home runs in the middle of May, and we're talking about a guy who undoubtedly should be getting maybe even some top 5 MVP. He's the best player on a team that is in playoff position and is playing better than anybody in the second half of the season. In fact, it is August 24th this morning. Since July 24th, so 1 month ago today, the Padres are 21-7, the best record in Major League Baseball over the past month, and a lot of that is due to what Fernando Tatis Jr. has done, as well as Jackson Merrill, who bounced back from 4 kind of not-so-great days at the plate with a really good past couple of days, looking like he was before, locked in. And, of course, this game, the final score of 8-1 does not really tell the story of the game because it was much closer than that.
1-1 in the 5th.
And it was once again the starting pitching that has turned things around completely. This is now, more than 2 times through the rotation where they're getting just quality start after quality start. And Walker Buehler was fantastic. I mean, really great. 6 innings, 4 hits, but he was just mowing everybody down quickly. The only run he gave up on that home run by Brooks Lee, 3-2 pitch, sinker below the zone. Nice piece of hitting on that one. You tip your cap and move on. Otherwise, Walker Buehler was fantastic, picking up his 8th win of the season. Just had the Twins off balance for his entire 6 innings. So major credit for Walker Buehler on that one as well.
Yeah, man. 9.82 ERA in July, and he's posted a 2.73 through 5 starts in August. I like what Craig said about smelling the postseason. He has done it on the biggest stages. He has gotten the final out of a World Series, if I'm not mistaken. He is hopefully built for that. Don't know in what capacity they would use him, but you keep pitching like this, you're gonna get the ball, and kind of proving a lot of people wrong, myself included. It just has been, it's been incredible to watch.
But, it's not all Fernando Tatis Jr. It's not all, just swinging for the fences. Padres drew a lot of important walks, especially in that 6th inning rally. Campy, Austin Hayes coming in with a pinch hit, Xander Bogaerts, and then Luis Rengifo delivering that big 2-run double to break the 1-1 tie.
Yeah, been a lot of fun to watch, man. This team, you never feel like they're completely out of it. Even those games they lost in New York, you're there, you're right there, to win one of those ball games. So just been fun, man. Just keep it rolling, enjoy the ride. They're making it a lot easier to enjoy the ride, playing the baseball that they're playing. Obviously the comeback on Friday was great. It's a blast. They're a blast to watch right now. They're must-see TV. They went from one of the most boring-looking teams about 8 weeks ago to the most exciting team in baseball. Now, Phillies may have that as well after what they did yesterday. One of the most exciting teams in baseball.
And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but I promise you at this stage of the season, it is. Not having to use Adrian Morejon and Mason Miller, who had pitched both Friday and Saturday, and having even your, back end of your bullpen guys. Wandy Peralta, who has not been very good, and I can't even remember the last time he was in before yesterday, go in and throw 2 innings. I know it's a big lead, but hey, you load the bases, then all of a sudden Adrian has to get up. You give up a few runs, then you're thinking, do we use Mason for a third day when we don't want to? And having him and Yuki come in and finish out the last 3 innings comfortably and easily, that pays dividends now for the start of the series against the Pittsburgh Pirates today. Adrian absolutely rested and Mason probably in pretty good shape to be used at least once, if not twice, in this series.
It doesn't matter. This time of the year, when you can get clean innings, even in a win or even in a loss, in a blowout, if you can get clean innings and you do not have to go to anybody really, I don't want to say of note, but you don't have to go to your big dogs, right? And give everybody that extra day it's imperative to have, and it's brilliant when it happens.
Baseball coverage on 97.3 The Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. And speaking of unsung heroes, our discussion of Saturday's game will have to certainly include a mention of Griffin Canning and what he did to save the Padres bacon and allow that comeback. It's also a fun Saturday night for SDFC. We can talk about that and more in hour number 2 of Better Woods. Coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Forgot to mention it, but I do want to let all the Tier 1s know that all week long, we are going to be giving away tickets to the Padres Nationals game on September 8th.
Well, that's a big night.
It is a big night. Because the first 40,000 fans will receive a free Fernando Tatis City Connect bobblehead.
Well, that's just one part.
Is there another reason it's a big night, Woods?
Yeah, we're going to be throwing out the first pitch that night. Now, your nerves have gotten me nervous.
Now, we had Eric Grupner on last week who said he was willing to put on the catcher's glove and come catch my pitch for me. I'm not sure that was too smart of me, but...
What if you skidded one and it backed up and hit him right in the nuts? And he just doubled over in pain, and you have just, I don't know, dismantled the CEO of the San Diego Padres with one of your errant cutters or something.
We'll have a story somewhat similar to that, and don't do this, coming up in about 20 minutes.
That's true. That is, a little coaching 101, little advice, what not to do when you're coaching.
So keep listening for your chance to win tickets to the September 8th game against the Washington Nationals coming up, and see Ben and Woods and Paulie throw out the ceremonial first pitch.
Nervous.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep saying I'm nervous to make you more nervous, by the way. That's my new plan.
I'm terrified.
I am sick to my stomach.
I mean, they're all, it's like, I wish I could go to the game that only had like 12,000 people at it to throw out the first pitch, but there aren't any such games. But with the bobblehead night, it's going to be an early arriving crowd to make sure everybody get it. So they'll be in their seats by the time we all throw out the first pitch. It's going to be packed.
Oh, because of the bobblehead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Only the first 40,000 get bobbleheads, but everyone's going to be able to watch the first pitch.
That's true.
Correct. All right, so let's talk about Saturday night, which was a pretty epic sports night in San Diego, starting with what looked like was going to be a pretty dismal San Diego Padres game.
Indeed.
As Casey Mize gets off to a very rocky start. Luke Keeschel hits a leadoff home run to start the game, and I'm going, all right, fine. Casey Mize doesn't give up a lot of homers, but he got one, whatever. Shake it off. And then the second inning, back-to-back shots by Brooks Lee and Kalen Culpepper. So now it's 3-0. And to add injury to insult, as Casey Mize returns to the dugout following the top of the second inning, slips on the steps and twists his ankle. So when he comes back out after Jackson Merrill homers in the bottom of the second inning, he goes with the trainers and Craig Stammen to take a couple of warm-up pitches. You can see everybody's a little uncomfortable about this whole situation. Like, should we leave him out there? I don't know. They decide to leave him out there. His velocity is down. He looks like he's in pain. And
now, here's the only issue. Well, not the only issue, but the velocity did come down after the ankle sprain, right? It wasn't. What was because I missed those first couple of innings. Was it just poor location with the
on the pitches? Yeah,
mislocation, but everything looked like.
I think he looked fine.
Normalish Casey Mize. Some nights you have it, some nights you don't.
Okay. Yeah, and then ends up getting 2 more outs, leaving a runner on, and after a double, they come out and they go, no, this isn't working. So they go out and get him, and then they have to go to the bullpen. Kyle Hart comes in, gives up a couple of runs. So now it's 4-1, 5-1 at this point in the middle innings, and you just feel like, all right, it's a punt game.
Punt it.
Griffin Canning comes in, is like, eat some innings, Griffin. You know what? You do your best. And wouldn't you know it? Griffin Canning, gets in a couple of jams, but escapes, gets out of it, ends up throwing 3 1/3 innings, no runs, 3 hits, a walk, 1 strikeout, and the Padres are still down 5-1.
Unreal.
But in the bottom of the 7th, in one of the most unlikeliest ways to start a rally. And this was great. I don't know if you saw this part.
Yes.
Freddie Fermin is at the plate. Check swing.
Yep.
Doesn't make contact or anything, but immediately on the check swing, points at Craig Stammen, goes challenge. Because he had ticked the mitt of the catcher on the check swing, and they reviewed it, and it was catcher's interference, and that started the chain of events, followed by a Fernando Tatis Jr. single, and then a Jake Cronenworth 2-run double, and then Manny Machado's just grounder that Jake probably shouldn't have gone to third on, but forced the bad throw to third base. Third baseman couldn't come up with it. Croney scores the tying run, and Ty France bloops in single for the go-ahead run. Was it the most impressive rally you have ever seen? Not at all. A catcher's interference, a bad throw, a bloop single. whatever.
And
things were just going the Padres' way.
Yeah, some nights. I mean, we've had those games kind of taken from us plenty of times this year. What do we always say about baseball? It all evens out. It's going to even out. We've had some of the worst base running ever, and it has gone against us, and it's our fault. That was a bad decision on Crony's part, but maybe the calculus in his mind was rookie shortstop, take a chance, and sure enough, man, Culpepper threw it away.
It wasn't even a bad throw. They ended up switching the air and giving it to the third baseman.
Yeah,
you got to catch that, man. It's pretty much right at him. Yeah,
but the hustle from Jake Cronin
made it a tough play.
That felt like one of those games. I remember we got a little heated in our debate on Tuesday last week following Monday's tough loss against the Mets. And I just felt like that was a game that they probably should have won. Not the end of the year, not the end of the season by any means, but I'm like, now you got to go out and steal a win. Now, because you should have won that
handed
game.
One away.
So now you're going to have to come back down 4-1 or something and come back and get a win that you probably should have had a loss. And I think that was Saturday's win for sure.
I don't think there's any question. I couldn't believe it. Sitting outside waiting for our food at In-N-Out, I'm watching on my phone, and I'm just like, oh, my God, they just tied. Oh, my God, we took the lead. Oh, my God, Mason Miller's coming in. Oh, my God, this has been incredible. It was so good.
Yeah, and then Fernando Tatis Jr. in the bottom of the 8th has a little insurance RBI single to score Luis Camposano, which I thought for a second was going to be huge because Mason Miller comes in, gets a strikeout, but Josh Bell gives one of the best at-bats I've seen against Mason Miller all season, deep into the count, fouls off some pitches, and then turns on like 103 down the line. I'm going, oh God, I think that might be gone. Yeah. I think he might have gotten him. No, Fernando Tatis Jr. runs, I think it was 3/4 of a mile to track down the ball in the corner. And my son was at the game and he said, is Scan a little more liberal with hanging the star than Tony Gwynn Jr.? Because Scan was doing the game with Jesse on Saturday. Tony was doing TV. And I said, because Tatis didn't dive, or usually it's like a dive. And I go, I think Scan knows how far
as
he
a pitcher,
ran on that play and how incredible, and he made it easier than it really was. That was one of the tougher plays you're going to see. Obviously, he's made incredible plays, including a grand slam robbing catch just in the last week, but that was almost as good as any of them. That catch just sprinting full bore into the corner at Petco Park. That was not an easy play.
No, not at all.
And then Mason Miller finishes it out for his 30-second save, and the Padres have that stolen win back that they allows them to then go on and sweep the series yesterday.
Yeah, man, very, very exceptional ability to stay in it, man, and get the single when you needed it. When not trying to be heroes. They're again though. They're graying my hair. They're graying all of our hairs. This is great. This is what you live for as a baseball fan. Is your team still in the hunt right now? In the National League, and ours is firmly in the hunt right now. It feels good. Of course, the Dodgers righted their ship. We knew they would. It was just a matter of time. So it's all going to be difficult. The Phillies are playing out of their minds right now. So yesterday, they had somebody tweeted, I don't know what happened when they went into that corn in Iowa, but they came out a different team altogether. They had 2 outs in the 9th, and they were down 4-0, and they won with 2
runner
outs.
on second. So they did have a runner on second and 2 outs in the 9th, down to their last out, 4-0,
and they won.
The Cardinals
6-4.
Trying to avoid getting swept, and
that's against O'Brien too, who's a pretty good closer. They got 4 runs off him like it was nothing.
They went single, didn't score a run, so first and third, then walked to load the bases, 3-run double to pull within 1, RBI single to tie it, and then Kyle Schwarber with, I believe I heard, the third walk-off home run of his career that went over 450 feet, 459 to center field for his 39th to lead all of baseball and their 9th straight win. 6-run rally with 2 outs in the 9th for your 9th straight win. Yeah, the Phillies are that's insanely hot right now.
It's a different level. And again, I will remind everyone that me, Elo, and Braden all picked the Phillies as the team to crumble down the stretch and picked the Diamondbacks as the team to rise up. Now, the Diamondbacks are going through their own situation
but
right
now.
Still
1, 2 out of 3 over the Cincinnati Reds. The one they lost on Saturday, J.J. Bleday hit for the cycle, but other than that, they rallied from a 3-0 deficit yesterday for a 5-3 win to win their series. They got to be feeling like, yeah, series win, good job. We lost ground on everybody this weekend. We won 2 out of 3, and we lost a game on everybody in the National League this weekend.
Just check my heart rate. It's over 100. Like just talking about it gets me excited. But it's the cool thing for a fan too, because how excited are you for tonight's game? Right? Like you're just on edge waiting all day. This is playoff atmosphere at Petco Park. The crowd was insane this weekend. Absolutely insane. Paul, you were there Friday.
Friday night was
nuts.
Insane, dude. Friday nights are
always nuts.
Pretty lit at Petco Park.
But
you had the beer fest, you had everything going on. You had City Connect, and it was Mexican Heritage theme night.
Yeah.
Everybody had the green jerseys that were so cool.
But if we had sold at the deadline and we're still playing that terrible brand of baseball that we had been playing, it would have been crowded. But it sounded electric.
Yeah, it was a blast.
So here's a quick check of the National League wildcard standings. The Chicago Cubs are still in the first wildcard spot, 75 and 56. They are 2 games up on the Phillies, who are 73 and 58. And they are 2 games up on the Padres, who are 71 and 60. So 4 games separating the Padres from the Cubs, 2 games separating from the Padres from the Phillies, and then 2 more games back. The Arizona Diamondbacks at 69 and 62. And
nice.
The Miami Marlins still hanging around. They also swept their series over the weekend. They're at 67 and 64. And that's pretty much it. Then you go to the Cardinals, who are 5.5 out. Pirates, who got swept by the Dodgers, now coming down to Petco Park this weekend, 8.5 out. So they probably are fairly demoralized as they hit Petco Park this weekend.
Don't
want to keep them that way.
Yeah, you want to keep the foot on the throats. You want to kind of help end their season right now, Benjamin. So if the playoffs started today, who would we play?
Padres would play the Braves as the 6th seed against the number 3 seed in Atlanta in a best-of-3 wild-card series, and then the Phillies would take on the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field in the wild card series.
Crazy. It wasn't that long ago where we had like 6 teams fighting for 2 spots, it seemed like. And we figured a few of those teams would kind of drop off.
Yeah, the Phillies, obviously, Paulie.
Yes, of course. But really, it's kind of become a 2-team race for 1 spot at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
Diamondbacks, Pods, pretty much. Well, Marlins.
Marlins they're close, but they're 1 bad series away from maybe being out of it.
Look at us with our plus 16 run differential right now.
Yeah, I mean, and if they keep winning series, 90 wins is not out of the question again for the Padres for a 3rd straight season. So, but they got to keep winning. They could easily still miss the playoffs at this point, which seems like it'd be a shame now considering how well they're playing.
This run.
There's nothing has been decided in the National League at this point. Meanwhile,
in baseball, real quick, because I know we got Don't Do This coming up in the next segment, but it's being reported that the Astros have fired their general manager, Dana Brown.
Interesting.
His contract was set to expire after this season, and they have already made their decision.
Why don't you go ahead and take it to the house now?
Yeah.
So they lost yesterday, but they're still tied for first place in the American League West. Now, it's a terrible division, but they got off to that terrible start, kind of righted the ship, and climbed above 500 for a while. I think they and the Rangers are both a game under 500, but tied for first place, so they could still be a playoff team, but they've already decided to move on from their general manager. All right, meanwhile, Saturday night after the Padres game, kind of at the end, and then turned on the SDFC game as well to watch them at home at Snapdragon Stadium. And we talked with Darren on Friday about how important it was that they pick up some points to really keep themselves in that playoff race. He said this was one of those 6-point games because it's another team that you're fighting in a playoff spot for, the Colorado Rapids. So if you lose, all of a sudden you've got a huge mountain to climb. You win, you're within a point. It's a whole different thing. Yeah. And I think we saw finally, like SDFC, what they can be at full strength with Anders Dreyer, with their new designated player, Elias Ashuri, and then, basically being out there, and they dominated. I mean, really impressive. 3-0 win, had a lot of chances, did what they do, controlling the ball. Oni Valakari got his goal off a turnover, but it came after they had been kind of pressing the other team and getting some chances. And then the second goal comes from Ashuri, his first in an SDFC kit in the 35th minute. And then they add one by second one of the week by Gabriel Pirani in the second half to make it 3-0. And nice clean sheet for CJ Dos Santos. And that is a run because remember, they've been playing midweek and Saturdays the last, 3 weeks? Yep. So now they have until next Saturday when Chucky Lozano returns with LA Galaxy now. So coming up on Saturday, it's the home match, the return of Chucky. That's going to be a big one for sure for SDFC. And, of course, important in the standings. They want to get every point possible. They're on a run, I think, of 4 out of 5 at home, and then they finish with 6 of 9 on the road. So you really want to make hay when you're playing at Snapdragon Stadium here, because points are going to be tougher to come by over the last 2 months of the season as you're trying to make the playoffs.
Galaxy is right behind us in the standings.
Yeah, this is a huge one as well.
Behind. Oh, man. And that's Saturday at the Snap.
That's Saturday at the Snap with Chucky returning.
San Diego sports town, baby. Look at that.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Paulie, can we give away a little early giveaway? Are you all right with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Since we're talking so much Padres baseball, let's do it. First pair of the week. Going to give away Padres tickets for the September 8th bobblehead night and Ben and Woods and Paulie first pitch night against the Washington Nationals. Be the 5th caller right now at 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Call now. Get the first pair of tickets. We're going to be giving away tickets all week long. You can get your own tickets at Padres.com/tickets for the Fernando Tatis Jr. City Connect bobblehead night for the first 40,000 fans on September 8th. Again, call now 833-288-0973, and you'll have your chance to win. All right, Don't Do This is coming up next. We had the tease of the high school coach. Bad moment over the weekend that went viral.
Fireable moment.
It turned out to be a very, and I think justifiably so, a fireable moment.
I'm going to give myself a don't do this too, because I can't sit there and say that I didn't laugh at this video.
I laughed at it as well. Did you laugh?
No, of course not.
You lie.
You liar.
You're such a liar.
Of course not.
Yes.
Poor kid. We'll explain coming up next and Don't Do This. And had a nice moment in the Little League Classic last night on ESPN. I don't know if you're watching the Braves taking on the Brewers, but a pretty sweet moment that I think we can include in Don't Do This. Oh, I'd be remiss in not mentioning, of course, Sweetwater Valley got eliminated this weekend from the Little League World Series. They're 2 and done, unfortunately. They ran into a buzzsaw on Friday. I mean, a buzzsaw in their first game. Kid named Cooper Tisson from Davenport, Iowa.
Little CC Sabathia.
Lefty
was pounding it.
Just unhittable. He pitched 5 1/3 no-hit innings, striking out 15. 5 1/3 is 16 outs, and 15 of them were strikeouts. They had 1 grounder to short the whole game, and they still had a chance to win it. I mean, it was so tough at the end because it was 1-0, and they were up in the 6th, and they got his pitch count enough where they got him out, and they ended up loading the bases with 1 out on 3 walks. So they still haven't put a ball in play. They have a chance to win it. Strike out, so down to the last at-bat. Full count, walk ties the game, and it's another lefty they put in, and the kid throws a curveball that starts about 3 feet outside and finishes about 1.5 feet outside. Great take, and Little League umpire rings him up for strike 3, and it's like, I know, man, it's Little League, but that was a tough way for them to lose the game at the end.
Ball 4. That kid did his
It really
job.
was.
You
It
guys
was
don't
ball
watch
4.
a lot of Little League, do
I
you?
know it's a bigger strike zone. I get it. It was unhittable. I mean, you couldn't have hit that with any bat on any level. It was way too far outside to swing.
Welcome.
I know.
To my personal nightmare.
I know. It was just not
now
even
imagine
close.
he's now imagine he's 14 and you can't yell at him.
He reaches. I mean, maybe ticks the outside batter's box right there. It's just.
I felt terrible for him. I did. I felt terrible. That is a huge moment, and it is pretty close to the black, gentlemen. I've seen way worse. I've seen way worse. Oh, God, have I seen worse?
To me, that looks like it's over the chalk line.
I thought it was over the chalk line.
Yeah, I've seen way worse.
I know.
That glove is in the other batter's box. That's ball 4.
They're such good kids, man, and they worked so hard to get there. And it's your heart breaks for him. But again, like nobody takes that away from you. You made it to the Little League World Series. That is a massive accomplishment.
Tijuana is still alive, although they lost yesterday as well. So they'll have an elimination game later today. All right, we'll come back. Don't Do This. Coming up next with Ben and Woods. Don't go away. It's San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
7 Mile Casino is San Diego's closest best card room. Hey, don't take our word for it. And we've been telling you for like 8 years. Go see it for yourself. When you walk in, I think you're going to be amazed at how nice it is, upscale, clean, light, and airy. It's like no other card room you've ever been inside.
What is a card room?
A card room.
Good. It's Monday, by the way. I wonder if Cattell Marte has ever sampled the wares at 7 Mile Casino. He was spotted this weekend in Arizona at Talking Stick. And listen, I've been to Talking Stick before. 7 Mile blows it out of the water. All right, it blows out of the water. That long walk from the parking garage that you have to do out at those big casinos. This is easy, man. You walk right in. You play some California style blackjack, some Texas Hold'em, some Pai Gow, some baccarat. Have a delicious pork chop or two, maybe some Kung Pao chicken to wash it down. You're having the time of your life.
Yeah, that's available on the 24/7 players menu at Sammy's at 7 Mile, plus the full Sammy's wood-fired pizza menu, the pastas, the chopped salads. It's so great. Great views from the patio of San Diego Bay, Coronado. It's fantastic. Check it out today. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. I don't believe the first subject of Don't Do This was charged with a crime, but he did lose his job.
Yeah, man.
His name is, I believe, Adam Brubaker, coach at Simi Valley High School's Royal High School, and got fired just hours before the team's season opening game on Friday after video went viral. It was a school campus video camera that caught a moment in practice.
Oh, boy.
It
was during practice. Coach Brubaker got frustrated after he says one of his players broke rules by pulling down a player during practice, like did something unsafe, and he expressed his frustration by kicking a football as hard as he could. Unfortunately, it went right.
That's a child
into
you're laughing at.
Groin of one of his own players.
Got him good. Got him dead on. Right in the jewels, man.
And he was down for a good period of time. It looks bad. I mean, it looks bad.
Clear. So
we can't always agree on everything these days. Do we all agree? That's a fireable offense.
He said, people did not agree with you.
He told ABC Terror,
Really?
ABC
Correct.
7 Eyewitness News, I kicked the ball, hit him in the groin area. I instantly felt like I was going to pass out. I feel obviously a great deal of remorse for what happened.
He
it's
did not
one
even
in a million shot.
He did not even check on him though. So kicks it. Hits the guy in the, and
he just
then
walks
stands
away,
over him,
stares at him,
says
and
something, and then walks away.
Yeah, that's. I really thought that would be like a unanimous, like, yeah,
Paulie,
you got to get fired for that one.
Where
buddy.
do you
But-
live?
okay,
where
but-
you would think that people would go, yeah, that's
know.
wrong.
I
Like
know.
what?
I know. It's
There's
football,
nothing.
too. Football guy.
Let
I'm
me
sure
ask you
had
this question. If
thoughts.
he did the exact same thing and the ball kicked off the kid's shin and he was fine, is he fired today?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I really don't think
If
so.
he kicks it
if
and
he
it
kicks
misses
it,
him by a
doesn't hit him.
foot, is he fired today? Of
I don't
course
think
not.
so.
No one's
Yeah,
going to
but-
say anything. It's not, obviously, the video will never be seen. No one's going to pull a video of a coach kicking a ball. It
And
comes
it's missing
kind
everybody.
of close to a kid, but is the intention at all important here? I don't think he intended to kick the ball straight into a kid's groin.
Then don't kick it right at him.
Right.
He said he was going to pass out. The coach. The kid was passing out on the ground, and you stood over him and then walked away, and you didn't go check on him. I did see people in the.
The problem is it did. And the kid was on the ground in pain.
I saw people going, that's why I always wore a cup every game. I'm like, just kill me,
Yeah,
dude.
that's-
Enough.
No,
It's unacceptable behavior. Yeah, it can't happen. It can't happen. You got to control yourself. It's hard. I mean, coaching sites frustrating. Oh my God.
Dean says
You ever wanna
in our chat,
physically assault one of your players, though?
if that didn't hit him in the nuts, this would have been a non-story. My
Correct.
coaches would throw balls at us from time to time if we were bleeping around and no one had any issue with it. Like,
Throw balls at you.
you're not paying attention. You quickly throw a football down at your groin.
Look,
I've seen coaches do that before.
I made my kids run. They're 8. I made them run on Friday night because I'm in the middle of talking. I look over. One of my kids is sprinkling grass on another kid's hat. I go, run. Everybody runs. Go. Get out of my sight. What I didn't do was take a fungo and rip baseballs at their testicles. That's one thing I've decided not to do. So he got fired.
As a
He's out of a
coach, you
job.
cannot lose your cool to
No.
that extent
No.
for any reason.
It's hard, man. It's hard, but you can't do it.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. Let's do.
It's a good weekend.
Since it's so positive, everything's so positive around here these days, I thought this was one of the cooler stories that I've seen.
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
And I didn't know that this was a thing, but Shiaz Pete, you guys ever heard the name Shiaz Pete?
I had not.
So he is signed with the Dallas Cowboys after the draft. He is the first member of the Navajo Nation to sign an NFL contract. So they played a preseason game in Arizona. He was in there late in the game. He blocked on a touchdown and, but then he came back to the sideline and they had about, he said there were thousands of Navajo Nation there to support him as, again, the first Navajo player to ever sign in the NFL. And his teammates, I thought this was none of us want to root for the Dallas Cowboys, but if there's a reason to root for the Dallas Cowboys, it's Shiaz Pete. His teammates, understanding the moment, backed away from the bench, and he was all alone and raised his fist, and they were chanting, Pete, Pete.
It was cool.
Pete. So the Cowboys ended up winning that
Feels
game.
like the climactic scene of a movie in about 10 years.
That's exactly right.
On the road in Arizona. They're all there. It's really cool. It was a really sweet moment.
So it was so cool. So then they win the game, and Brian Schottenheimer's got his visor on backwards, and he's in the clubhouse. F yeah, boys. Now who's going to break us down? And he goes, that man right there. And he brings Pete in to give a little speech to his teammates.
Well, that was an incredible win.
So sweet, dude.
Very fortunate to be amongst you and to play in the same field where the same star hold it on our chest. And I'm proud of us. I'm proud of how far we've come. Man, this game, fate brought us here as strangers, but this game, this star, this team will make us brothers.
I mean, come on.
The script right there. Just copy that word for word.
So cool. He's like third on the depth chart, so they don't know if he make. Now, I'll submit this. I'll submit. You have to take him down.
How do you
if you cut him, you're the worst of all time. Like if you cannot let this guy
cold
go.
Business.
It's a cold business, and it is a business. And believe you me, that third guy on that depth chart, Betty, doesn't often get an opportunity. But if it ends here, that is as groundbreaking as anything that has ever happened. And he said, I just want people to know that look like me. This can be accomplished. It was really, really sweet.
Finally, a second do this.
DD Mega
Little League Classic last night in Williamsport. Braves taking on the Brewers. And as we mentioned last week, Carl Ravitch of ESPN has been laid off, but has continued to work through the Little League Classic. And a couple of players took it upon themselves. Who was it, Paulie? We had
it was Garrett Mitchell
of the Brewers and Chris Sale.
He's the first person you'll hear. And then Chris Sale was also a part of the broadcast. Mic'd up, yes.
Good luck with the baby, Garrett. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Carl, I wanted to say one thing to you real quick. I appreciate all that you've done. I know this is your last broadcast. I appreciate everything that you've done for this game. I've been listening to you for a long time, and it's a pleasure to share this last one with you.
Thank you very much. And a pleasure to share it with you, too. I appreciate it.
Have a good one, guys.
I do want to say before we get out of here, Carl, I got to say congratulations and thank you. Congratulations on playing some more golf, and thank you for the 30 years, man. You were a staple in my living room for 30 years watching ESPN. You made it fun to watch ESPN, so I just want to say thank you for everything you did, man. It was awesome. You're one of the good ones. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great job, ESPN.
I hope there's
Well
an
done.
ESPN executive who's sitting somewhere watching this feeling like just a big
Turd.
sack of, you know what?
What?
Excrement. Yes.
No,
Watching
they're
that.
listening to the new Pat McAfee record.
We're saving a few dollars by letting Carl Ravitch go. And he is getting...
Sucks.
But we're keeping that. And that is Don't and Do This for a Monday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
When we come back, more on the Padres, more on SDFC. Our friend Craig Elston will join us coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
Reset, dude.
Deep breath.
Unplug.
Plug you back in.
I'm gonna go blow on. I'm gonna come blow on you real quick. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Broadcasting live from our Bill House studios, we know how. Ben and Woods here on 97.3 The Fan. By the way, Drake Toll just a minute too late with that Odyssey Sports Minute about the Cleveland Browns going to name their starting quarterback today. They did. It's Deshaun Watson is going to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
No. All right.
Good luck to them on that.
Yeah, tough scene.
All right, let's go out to our SDCC.
You really can't do anything if you're good at playing a sport.
Yeah, no question. Well, but here's the thing. He's not very good.
True.
But
Who
if that's
knows?
the best that they have.
We'll see what they'll. It was him or Shedeur Sanders. So
Yeah,
that was
fair.
the choice. All right, let's go out to our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It is better. Joined by our friend Craig Elston, host of the Padres Hot Tub and Chromaniacs podcast. Very good weekend for both of your podcast subjects this weekend, Craig.
What a weekend for San Diego sports. Everybody at home. Wave win.
Wave
4-2
won. Yep.
on Friday. SDFC 3-0 on Saturday night. And of course, the Padres come through with a sweep. If only the Little League kids could have played here in San Diego, I think it would have been a completely different discussion, at least a better umpire. Maybe.
No question, man. You savor these weekends because I can vividly recall coming in here maybe a couple of weeks ago after like a gnarly series, and maybe it was longer than that because Padres been playing pretty well for the last month, Craig. But savor those weekends where it all works out because they're rare here in San Diego. But most impressive victory for you was it Friday night SDFC, or I'm sorry, Saturday night SDFC, or was it Saturday night San Diego Padres?
It's funny because, and again, I do the PA for them, but I think your Freudian slip was accurate. The most impressive one to me was Friday night, the Wave winning, because San Diego Wave FC, a team that is near the top of their table, but they've got so many critical injuries right now. If you just think about that Kat Macario hasn't yet played for them. She's supposed to be their superstar. That Dugenia, who was their completely leading scorer, blew out her knee during the summer break. She's out for the year. Their captain, Kenza Dali, is out. She's limping around the field. I have no idea when she's going to be back. Their young central mid, Kimi Ascanio, is out. Like, they've got a lot of not just injuries, but like very important players that are injured, players that you think would be core to their success. So the fact that they're putting 4 goals up, and in particular that Trinity Byers, who, if you think about it, Trinity Byers is a revolutionary player in American sport. The NWSL did away with their draft 2 years ago, eliminated the draft, and Trinity Byers would have been the number 1 pick in that draft. And instead, she was allowed to sign wherever she wanted, and she came to Wave. And now she's showing why she would have been the number 1 pick in the draft. Up to 8 goals this year. She had 2 assists as well. She's just a very clinical striker that's got excellent speed. And it's like, wow, you've got Byers, but there's going to come a day when they're going to have Byers and Barcenas and Macario and Dugenia, and it's going to be a team that's going to be almost impossible to stop. I don't believe that time will come this year because I think Dugenia is out for the year, but the team is really, really succeeding there. I squeezed in some Wave talk in my weekly segment. Shout out to the Wave.
We
friends.
need to, because it's really kind of hard to talk about the San Diego Padres right now. It's just going well, and you just want to let them keep going well. I don't really have any notes on the San Diego Padres at the moment.
Keep it going, fellas.
Fake outrage, no
starting
crazy
pitching,
debates.
great. Bullpen, great. Offense, pretty much great.
Somebody needs to get down there and fix those stairs. Somebody needs to fix those stairs at Petco Park. This is an outrage.
Let's get a little escalator there. Maybe Feliciano and Jones can work on getting a little mini escalator.
A 2-step escalator.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
One of those like ramps, just
the ramp. Yeah,
like
just
like
walk
a conveyor
down
belt.
the ramp. Yes. That's it. That's all I got is you cannot have faulty stairs, guys. Let's figure it out. You're a big league ball club trying to win a World Series out here. But no, Benny's right, Craig. And, look, I hate because it is easier to talk about them when they're not playing well. It's much easier. But I'll take this. I'll take driving to work going, what the hell am I going to say over, time to get in and, rip somebody. But it's been great. It's inspiring to watch the effort, effort, the effort from Jake Cronenworth, the effort from Fernando Tatis Jr., the effort from Walker Buehler, and the list goes on and on. They're playing like a team possessed right now. And, the thing is, it's over, and you got to do it again now against the Pirates. And that's what gets you in the baseball season, man. It's just every single day.
And along those lines, I'll quote a couple of things we said on last night's Padres Hot Tub Show, but like, this is the time of year that in 2/3 of the country, or, over half the country, the baseball fans are now getting drowned out because the football fans are saying, hey, who's going to be the 3rd string linebacker, or, who's the latest NIL signing for my college football program, so on and so forth. But when you're in a town like ours, where the team is going, every day is exciting. Every day is playoff adjacent. Every day there's anticipation. And I think one of the things that just really impresses me, obviously Fernando Tatis Jr. is playing like one of the 3 best players in Major League Baseball. Jackson had his rough week. He started to figure it out. We did a thing on last night's Padres Hot Tub. You listeners can check it out later when the show's over. Taking a look at where Jackson is in his development and where Pete Crow Armstrong was just a year ago in his development. And you just realize, like, Merrill is like 2 switches being turned away from being able to perform at that type of level. If he could start to command the strike zone, if he could start to eliminate chase and force pitchers to come to him. There's no reason to think that a kid who's got a sub 300 on base percentage right now, I mean, Pete Crow Armstrong was at 280 last year, and he's pushing like 370 or something now. So there's that ability to make that switch. But what I really think is so impressive about the Padres guys is almost like thinking hockey style. Like we always think like, well, the first line of the Padres is so important, and whatever Tatis and Machado and Merrill do, that's going to determine the future of the team. And there's a lot of truth to that. But I think the reason the offense is good is because they've got a second line now. You know, when Jake Cronenworth and Luis Camposano came back from injury and started performing, and around that same time is when Ty France became the entrenched number 4 hitter and first baseman. Now those are 6 guys that you can sort of count on along the way. And then you look at the third line and you're like, okay, Rengifo, I like what I'm seeing from this guy. You know, Samad Taylor comes back, so on and so forth. So Xander Bogaerts is just bogarting, down at the bottom of the order, but he doesn't hurt you down there. So my point is, now they've got that depth. Now it's not just like, Merrill's slumping, we have no chance. You know, we're stuck on 1 or 2 runs today. They've got the depth throughout the lineup that they have the ability to turn up a game like Saturday's game, which wasn't entirely star driven, and then come back to a game like Sunday where Tatis can carry you home.
Talking to our friend Craig Elston here on 97.3 The Fan. And Craig, I do think that the next tightrope for Craig Stammen to walk, and he's been doing a great job lately, is the return of Joe Musgrove, whether it's later this week or whenever it happens. Wait until September. I'm not sure. It may depend on Casey Mize. How do you do that in the right way? Because the return of Joe is something that we've been waiting for a long time, the city, the organization, and you want it to go right for Joe, but they're also in the middle of a playoff chase right now. So that's going to be a little maybe tricky to navigate for Craig Stammen. What do you think?
I do. I mean, before Mize turned his ankle, my thought was just wait a week and you'll get to September 1st and you'll be able to expand the roster and you won't have to worry about anything. I still kind of think that's what they're going to do, especially when they're saying that he's going to do a rehab tomorrow. That would eliminate his chance to take Mize's spot in the rotation in Tampa. So that probably means pitching chaos for that particular day if Mize can't go. But then you can bring him in the next turn around. And I would look to what the team did at the end of July as a possible blueprint for Joe Musgrove. Why do we need him to step in his first time and be the starter for the Padres? Why not let Kyle Hart start that game and let Joe Musgrove jump in the second or third inning and get 2 or 3 innings of work? The reason why not is because he probably doesn't want it. Okay, he probably wants to come out of the dugout.
That's not
and
fun.
have the
That's not fun. Yes.
Exactly. Have the reggae music playing, have the whole thing. But like, I kind of feel like there's a mentality issue there, and that's what you're poking at, Ben. Like, we don't need Joe Musgrove to be the whole thing, to be 2022 Joe right now. We just need him not to derail the train. You know, like, everything's going well. It's the one time you don't want to put a rock on the rails and just hope that things are going to be all right. So I think you handle him with kid gloves. I think the first time out, 3 innings would be glorious.
Yes.
And honestly, that you don't need to put any pressure on Joe Musgrove. If it doesn't work out, put him back on the shelf. I mean, Randy Vasquez is pitching well for this team. So I think it's actually best case scenario, to be honest with you.
It's kind of ironic.
He's coming back, no pressure.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic because had the Padres sold at the deadline, as many of us thought they were about to, and fallen out of contention, we'd all have the Joe Musgrove date, whenever it was, circled as the biggest date on the calendar. The last one, it would be a celebration. We would have a whole party, probably a live broadcast. Welcome back, Joe. And that's what it would be about. But you can't make it about Joe anymore because you're in the middle of a playoff chase. So he just has to fit in however he fits in and whatever works for the Padres right now. And we'll celebrate, sure, but that's not what it is. Craig, we're out of time. Really appreciate it. Again, I think everybody looking forward to checking out the Padres Hot Tub later today, whenever at your convenience, but appreciate your time as always.
No doubt. And guys, next Monday we'll be back to recap what I think is the biggest regular season match
Chucky's
in
return.
the 2-year history of SDFC. Chucky Bowl 1. Chucky Bowl 1.
Pace yourself.
And coming
Pace
off a
yourself,
really nice
sir.
win, too, on Saturday night. Very impressive performance against Colorado. Have a good week, Craig. Take care.
You too. Take care, guys.
Craig Elston. Good stuff. And, yeah, I mean, it's like we would have probably had a whole day devoted to Joe. Like, Joe, it's Joe Musgrove Day. Doesn't feel like you want to do that right now. Don't upset the apple cart.
Don't need to, really.
No.
Right? Just like you said, come in and slot in where we need you. And Joe's a team guy.
And that's
He
the
gets
thing.
it.
I think Joe would much rather be in a pennant chase than have some day devoted to Joe
To
Musgrove's
start.
return.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, whatever I can do to help us
the
keep
team.
going, keep winning.
Good
and
Lord willing, things will work out.
keep putting it together. All right, we'll come back. Hour number 3. We got Take on Woods. Dennis Lynn, our Linsider from The Athletic, will join us as well. Stick around for more Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
right, we are halfway home on a victory Monday here on Ben and Woods 97.3 The Fan. Appreciate you guys being here very, very much. I feel like there's like a shout out or something I needed to do for somebody. Oh, I know who it is. It's Major Garrett. Happy birthday to our pal Major Garrett.
Oh, wow, happy birthday.
Sweet, sweet angel.
He's probably pretty happy today, too.
Yeah, I bet he's very happy. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer of the program.
It's a good barometer for the Padres' up and down roller coaster season that they have had. If we just went back and read some texts from Major Garrett, like, I don't know,
holy cow,
6 weeks ago, it's one of the nicest, most positive people you'll ever meet.
They broke him.
They broke him in June.
They
he
broke
was like,
him
get rid of everyone.
Yeah, they broke that man. He was broken.
I think you'd have to agree that Major Garrett has as much wisdom
yes,
as anyone we get to talk to.
Sure, absolutely.
And even he rides the roller coaster of the baseball season.
He was
sometimes.
more Woods this season than I was.
Yeah. By far.
I texted Paulie on the side and was like, he's lost it, dude. He's turned into me from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I go, he's gone full. Now
that was like a month ago.
Now, granted, that man's been here since pitch one, right? He's been a fan since pitch one. And so he's seen it all. But he's also a man that walked into the Padres clubhouse at fantasy camp and broke down in tears, right? That's how much he loves this team. That's how much he loves those players. And so, but to see that from him, dude, I was like, oh, they got him. They got him good.
Can I add that I am pleased to see Paulie wearing the sweatshirt that I got him in Chicago.
DePaul.
Of Paul. And I am starting to get, I didn't think I would.
Oh, I knew you were going to do this.
But I'm starting to get a little bit jealous because every morning now I come in and Paulie and Woods are talking about how excited they are for their trip coming up to South Bend.
Oh my gosh.
Chicago and South Bend.
We got our tickets for the Cubs game on Friday that afternoon game against the Pirates. And we'll be right behind home
plate. Going back to Wrigley Field.
Gonna
go to Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. Then you're going with your dad to the Notre Dame Rice game. And I'm happy for you. You guys need to do an outing like this, but I will be left home. I'm going to do the show without you on that Thursday, September 10th. I believe our good friend Matty Janela is going to come in and we'll talk Padres.
He's the best.
He is awesome. And he's just so excited about the team right now as well. But you guys are going without me and there's going to be some FOMO on my part. And I don't get a lot of FOMO, but a little FOMO.
You do get a FOMO.
Sometimes.
I get no FOMO. Ever.
Right. That's not true.
Never.
Really?
Never anymore. It's not an emotion I feel anymore at all. I never, remember what I said, like all those parents they all went on a party bus and I was like, I'm good. Like, would it have been nice to get invited? Yeah, but I'm probably going to say no anyway. Right?
Right.
So it's not something
So if Gary, your dad said, you know what, it would really be nice if Ben got to go. Can you stay home and Paulie and Ben are going to go to the game with us?
I'll make you a deal. You come to Chicago. You take both of my kids to Notre Dame, okay? You can't hurt them. You can take both of my kids and deal with that. Do you remember what happened last time when I took Bo to his first Notre Dame game? He was 5 years old. It's a rule in our house. You have to be 5 to go to the game. My dad's not dealing with any 4-year-olds. Not that 5 is much better, but we go into the game, and I had worn that kid out in Chicago for 3 days before, and we get to South Bend, hour-and-a-half drive. We walk around all day. We go to the locker room. We do all the tour. And he's little, dude. He's 5 years old. And we sit down, and he's in my lap, and he's like, his foot is like resting, and it's lightly kicking the seat of the guy in front of him. And the guy in front of him goes, stop kicking the seat. And I go, he's 5. And almost got in a fist fight. Okay. And then Bo was so exhausted. He was crying. He wanted to leave. We were at the game for 12 minutes and then went and sat in the car in the parking garage after eating Jimmy John's. You're missing out on nothing.
All right. So
you're missing out on nothing.
It's really POMO, the pleasure of missing out.
The pleasure of missing out. Yes, the pleasure.
I can't wait.
And I feel bad. we're going to be bringing you and your wife's trip down, Paulie, I think a little bit.
No, I told her, I said, this is going to be great. Because we were like, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, Woods is getting a little stressed out just because it's turned into, I mean, originally, like the way the trip started to where it's kind of developed into, I feel like we're crashing the Woods family reunion or something this week or that weekend. But
you'll be a nice buffer.
That's what
You're a nice buffer.
Well, and also
you guys are both going to watch my kids. So, I mean, I'll have you guys there. Megan can cuddle Taylor.
I was going to say, we have no problem being like, yeah, have fun. We're going to go do our own thing.
That's it. See, you got to have that in you too. But like, don't feel bad. I'm going on a trip with a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. And we have to walk around a lot and do a lot of things. It's probably going to be warm. I'll be fine. It's going to be fun. I'm learning to try to embrace some of that a little bit more. But I got a bunch of responsibilities when I'm there. It's going to be pretty busy.
So will you be experiencing POMO this afternoon when you do not attend the welcome news conference for Jose E. Feliciano and
you
Kwanzaa
just kind
Jones?
of threw that out there this morning that you had changed your plans and were no longer going. I literally sent an email last night to get you parking and everything.
Thank you. I didn't know you did that. I appreciate that.
I get that the world will keep on spinning.
Yeah.
If Stephen Woods is not at the news conference, sitting in one of the chairs, waiting to hear what happens firsthand. You can listen to it live, commercial free, right here on 97.3 The Fan.
That's precisely
not a moment that you should miss out on.
That's precisely what I'm going to do. I want to hear it.
There is a bit of that element. I mean, it's eyewash. I get it. To be there for a big news conference, but representing us, our show.
I do
our
like
station.
seeing everybody, like whether it's before or after the press conference, when everyone's just kind of standing around. It's nice to go see Jesse and Mud.
I wonder who's going to be there.
I bet you there'll be players there.
Oh, yeah.
I would think so.
I would imagine.
Usually Ruben shows up, things like that.
If I was a player, I'd be down there because they pay my salary. But I got kids I got to pick up.
But you can't have the entire – if every player – and every coach was up in that room, there wouldn't be any room for the media or other invited guests. I mean, the staff, like the whole staff comes
Players
up.
always stand in the
probably
corner
have to tell them, we really can't have you all up here. That's a limited space room, and we need as much room as possible.
It's just honestly, it's the timing of trying to get to the presser. Getting there is no problem. I've got time. But to get from the presser home in line at school to grab the kids at 2:20 sharp, and we're at a new school.
Earliest you're leaving Petco is probably 1:45. Earliest for a 1:00 presser. Yeah, 1:45.
The thought of my kids being outside, like, where's our dad? No one's here to pick us up. I can't do it.
That's what is that? 35 minutes to get from Petco Park to Instant. Now, look, 2 a.m, probably could do that.
Sure.
But I don't think that's too much.
It's just too much panic.
If there's one bit of traffic, if there's one accident, then your kids are going to be standing there.
It's not worth the risk
Can't do
to
that.
me. And if they're upset about it, then wow, I have a lot more power than I thought I did. I don't think they will. I don't think they know who I am. So
no, I don't think anyone's going to be upset that you're not.
No, it's not, and it's not. It's really nothing other than I can't deal with the panic of looking at my watch, and I don't want to walk out in the middle of their presser. I don't want to be there for 30 minutes and be like, all right, I got to go. Like, I've done that before, and I don't want to do that again.
That's very noticeable when you walk, especially if you end up sitting in the middle of the.
You're in the middle.
Excuse me, gotta leave. Excuse me.
I just feel like you'll be there, but you won't be representing Ben and Woods. You'll be representing Channel 10.
I'm working, so I'll have my camera, and I'll be up on the media riser to shoot the press conference.
We'll have Sammy down there for sure. Yeah. Paulie, you'll be there.
I'm planning to be there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to be. It's not a political statement of any like I'm not taking a stand. I just don't want to do the whole panic about going to get my kids. I want to be there when my kids get out of school.
It's interesting. Story just dropped on the UT. Kevin Acee had a chance to talk to both of them for 90 minutes on Saturday. So a little pre-scoop. And I'm sure we'll learn more about this today. But, you think about a billionaire and you wonder, well, where were the beginnings? And Jose E. Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones did not start out as billionaires. They were, starting a business and did not have a ton of money, could not afford to live in Manhattan or anything when they were getting started in their lives together. But said like one of their goals, like early, not necessarily was to make money, but they wanted to own a professional sports team.
That's wild.
Like they set that as one of their early goals. Like we want to be successful. And one of the things we want to do if we are successful enough is own a professional sports franchise.
Imagine writing that down on your vision board.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's basically what they did.
That's pretty much it. That's cool. I have not had a chance to read that article because it just dropped. I will definitely read it today. I'm interested. I want to know more about our owners.
I mean, it sounds like they are people who understand what owning a team means. That, yeah, it's running a business, but it is way more than that. It's a community asset. It's as Peter Seidler used to put it, like they're stewards.
Such a great word, man.
Of the business, of the franchise, of the organization. And one day it will pass to someone else. And all you can do is take care of it as well as you can when it's your time to take care of it. It's not something that you use to fund your other businesses. It's not something that you are trying to create your own legacy with. You are simply a steward trying to do some good for the community, bring some joy and happiness to fans, and keep the engine humming, obviously the business side of it, so that you can keep doing the things that you want to do with your professional sports team.
We all know what it takes to win a press conference, right? And is there any way you can lose this press conference today?
There is ways you can lose it. I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
Given what I've seen from them so far, I think they have a get it factor.
They could theoretically come up there and be like, look, we appreciate everything that's happened, but we're going to start by tearing things down. Like they could, in theory, say that.
Moving to Portland.
Moving to Portland.
I don't think that's going to happen, but
I think they're going to kill it today, and then we'll really judge them by the actions they take. But as Kevin wrote, the approval of the additional salary for Robbie Ray and Casey Mize was, they said, yeah, absolutely. We know we'll be on the hook for that in a month or so, but we are more than fine with the team going for it and trying to win here at the end of the season as well. So that was definitely something that was consulted with them about before the trade deadline, even though they didn't officially have veto power yet.
That's a good question here from B. Wilson. If a lockout question comes up, what's the right answer from them? That's a way to lose it if it's the wrong answer. That's a good point. And I'm sure they will be asked about. I mean, guys, imagine dropping that much coin on something like, by the way, we may not even be playing games next year. Like, okay, if you have that, here's the thing. If you have that much coin, you can weather whatever storm, that comes. But there is a way to, I don't know. I mean, and I asked Eric Krupner that question too last time we talked to him. I think it was last Wednesday. I said to him, like, hey, they bought this knowing there's a lockout coming potentially. He says, no, they've been learning all about this for months. This isn't something they're going to get a crash course in.
But they still have that get out of jail free card for the first news conference where you can basically say, yeah, we're just getting started here and we need to look into more of those issues.
Yeah.
So,
it's
obviously
just a lot of
important, but you don't have to. You have to take no firm stands on anything on day one because you are coming in, and all you really have to say is we look forward to digging in and learning every corner of the organization and the business, and we're not expecting to make any big decisions here in the first few months as we get our feet wet. You can easily say that, and no one can really criticize you.
As much as it's eyewash for us to be there, it's eyewash for them to do this. Like, let's be honest, they're just going to go up there and say hit the same buzzwords, right? The hot Peter's legacy, bring a championship to San Diego.
Yep,
continue to be competitive every year. I mean, what more do you really expect them to say?
Not a lot more.
I like that. I like what Kwanzaa Jones says. This is pretty cool. Somebody tweeted this to me. Both Jose and I coming from spaces and places. What I like to say is wrapped in the packages that we are wrapped in. We understand so well what it means to be underestimated. San Diegans do too. The Padres haven't won a World Series championship yet. Bring on the challenge. We're here for it. We're committed. It doesn't frighten us. In fact, it excites us. Why San Diego? Because it's an exciting opportunity to do what no one else has been able to do. That's how you win a press conference before even giving. It's the pre-press conference interview. You've already won.
And whether this is totally genuinely themselves or they've got some good coaching in terms of what to say, they've hired the right people. Clearly, their message is one that I think is going to be well received by Padres
already
fans.
Just was well received by me,
There
if that
was.
means anything.
Yeah. And so was the statement that they put out last week when the ownership vote was taken. They're doing things correctly so far. And again, if you're not, that would be a massive red flag.
That would be cool, Angelo. Angelo says, not expecting a Dan Campbell bite the kneecap speech. Now, that is how you win a press conference. And we're going to bite his kneecaps.
You say
and then
that.
On the way
you
down,
say that.
People would be like, you're
we laughed
insane.
And we thought that Dan Campbell was going to flame out in like 3 months.
We thought he was insane. And he is insane, but still a decent coach.
Insane.
We're going to kick you in the teeth.
Yep.
All right. And when you punch
Jose Feliciano.
Mr. Feliciano, you have the floor.
We're going to kick you in the teeth.
Okay.
All right. And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. All right. And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down.
Right.
All right. And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap. And we're going to get up. And then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're the last one. All right. That's going to be the mentality.
It's weird because he says, you're going to keep knocking us down, but we're going to bite you on the way up. And we'll have bitten so much of you off that you can't even stand up anymore.
Sounds like a penalty to me.
Even though you keep knocking me down, you keep knocking us down because you're clearly
we tackle
superior.
you within the rules, and then you bit us on the way up.
Yeah,
coach,
that
you got to
feels
stop.
completely illegal.
You
You
got
got
to
to
stop
tell the defense they got to stop biting kneecaps.
No more kneecaps, guys. It's great. That's great. Well, let me know how it goes. I'll miss you guys.
All right, well, we'll have a full wrap up tomorrow morning.
I don't have
this hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts, trusted by thousands of San Diegans for 20 years. Baseball season in full swing. So is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now. Mention radio for 20% off new service plans in 2026. And when we come back, brand new week of Take on Woods with a brand new VIP grand prize. We'll tell you all about it next, but call if you want to be our contestant, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Take on Woods coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
I will tell you, I did have a little FOMO before I got my new F-150 from Sedano Ford. I had FOMO from people that had plenty of room to put all their coaching gear in. I had FOMO for people that had a nice, shiny new truck. But now I am that person. So now maybe you can have some FOMO. Get on down to your local and veteran-owned Sedano Ford in La Mesa. You can drive a brand new 2026 Ford F-150 STX, just $349 a month, or also for $349 a month, the 2026 Bronco Sport Big Bend, or the 2026 Ford Explorer Active, just $349 a month. That's 3 great Ford vehicles, one incredible payment of just $349 a month. And take advantage of 0.7% APR financing. No payments for 90 days on select new Ford models. Highly recommend just going down to the dealership in La Mesa, talking to my friends down there. They will take good care of you. You tell them I'm Woodsy's buddy. He said you guys could get me a great deal on one of these cars, and they will do it. That's what they want to do. These offers won't last forever. Head on down to your local and veteran-owned Sedano Ford in La Mesa for more details and more great offers and inventory. All of that can be found at SedanoFord.com. Once again, SedanoFord.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods, brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Our Linsider, Dennis Lynn, is coming up at the bottom of the hour. As I said, we have a brand new week of Take on Woods categories. And before we get to our game, we got a contestant on the line. I know Woodsy's so excited about our new grand prize that I wanted him to have the opportunity to tell everybody what we're going to be giving away over the next couple of weeks here on Take on Woods. A chance to qualify for what, Woods?
No problem. I'll pick you up here, Benny. Beat or tie me. You'll qualify for a chance to win our grand prize, a pair of VIP tickets to Lynyrd Skynyrd at Del Mar Arena on September 24th. One legendary rock band, one last summer night on the coast. Surfers Point Live Coastal Concert Series presents Lynyrd Skynyrd over 50 years after their debut album introduced the world to an unforgettable sound. Lynyrd Skynyrd is bringing their timeless catalog to the Del Mar Arena.
It's not as easy as I make it look sometimes, is it?
Settle down, dude. You've flubbed like 40 times today. At the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Experience the music, the ocean breeze, the crowd surge, and stunning sunset views. Complete with elevated food and drink, minutes off the 5, easily accessible from all of San Diego County. Tickets at cbfproductions.com.
So easy for you to get there as well.
So easy.
I can imagine.
It's got everything you're looking
You
for.
can't wait, can you?
I cannot wait.
For Lynyrd Skynyrd to come to town.
That's right.
All right, let's get to it. It is time to play Take on Woods. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got as our first contestant trying to qualify for the Lynyrd Skynyrd VIP passes, Chris. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. How are you?
I hope you're excited because we got brand new prize and 4 new categories, all for you to choose from. Here's what we have this week. Music, put a ring on it. 5 songs or artists who have the word diamond in their name. Movies, silly sequel names. 5 not-so-great sequels with somewhat silly names, and you'll need to know the entire name of the sequel. TV is British imports, British television series that became popular in the U.S., and our wild card category is famous quotes. I'll give you the quote. You have to tell me the historical figure who said it. So music, movies, TV, or wild card. Chris, what would you like to play?
Let's see. Let's go with wild card.
Wild card. All right. Starting with the famous quotes. This one's pretty simple. Give you a famous quote from history. You just need to tell me who said it. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time at the end of the clock. Chris, are you ready to play?
I think so.
All right. Good luck to you. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock, Pauly, in the category of famous quotes. Your time begins when I read the first quote. Good luck, Chris. Let's take on Woods. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Chris.
Martin Luther King.
Incorrect. In the future, everybody will be world famous for 15 minutes.
Wow. All right. Pass.
The reports of my death are greatly exaggerated.
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Incorrect. Give me liberty or give me death.
Lincoln.
Incorrect. I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are truly good at heart.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
You picked the category. Maybe you picked the wrong
Abraham
category.
Lincoln. I don't know.
No, the only thing we have to fear is, no, you did that one. In the future, everybody will be world famous for 15 minutes. No, sorry, Chris. No score for you today. All right, let's bring Woods back in. All right, Woods, we got a wild card category to start out our quest to win the VIP Leonard Skinner passes.
Okay.
The category is called Famous Quotes. I will give you the quote. You tell me who said it.
Okay.
60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when I read our first quote. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Chris. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
JFK.
Incorrect. In the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes.
Andy Warhol.
Correct. The reports of my death are greatly exaggerated.
Mark Twain.
Correct. Give me liberty or give me death.
That is George Washington.
Incorrect.
Yep.
I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are truly good at heart. Last ones. I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are truly good at heart.
No idea.
Came from a famous diary.
Anne Frank.
Yeah, but you'd already you didn't count. You already won.
Already won?
Didn't matter. Yeah.
Who did Liberty or Death?
Patrick Henry.
And then who was the first one?
Franklin D. Roosevelt is the only thing we have
JFK
to fear.
was very, very confident in that
itself.
answer. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. That there was no accent. Ask not what your country can. That's what
there is the one from JFK.
This is. I like the wild card category. Is make Woods look stupid.
You've been winning them though. I mean, they're a little. I mean, Chris picked it. Didn't go that well for Chris, unfortunately. So no qualifier today.
No Skinner for you, buddy.
We will try someone else tomorrow in music, TV, or movies.
Made me sweat
the rest of the week. Tough.
That was tough.
I tried to. I saw a quiz online, and I took some of these actually from the quiz, and it said only 3% of Americans can correctly identify.
Pretty
all these
embarrassing.
quotes.
Can you do like an adult film quiz or something the next time? Like adult film.
This
real
actress,
effect.
best known for.
And it is. I don't think I would have gotten them all right either. But it's funny. You feel like you should know.
You feel like you should know those.
All those.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Anne Frank one. I made that one the
That was
tough one at the
yeah.
end, but. when you hear it, obviously it makes a ton of sense.
Yes.
That it was
Sure. I don't know that I would have guessed that one, but the others, you've certainly heard them. You may not remember exactly who it was, but you know the quote.
The funny thing was if you're like 14 and you've been studying in school, you probably know a lot of these. And then you get to be an adult and you just forget all of these things.
I don't read a lot of I don't remember like a lot of the stuff that I learned in school.
I haven't needed to quote Andy Warhol very much as an adult.
It's one of the most prescient quotes that has ever been
it's
uttered.
The greatest. It may be the greatest quote of all time.
Yeah.
15 minutes of
I just
fame.
think this might be the first time it's really come up in my life since the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
However long ago.
Thank you, though.
Let's take a quick time out. When we come back, it is Dennis Lynn time. Our Lynn Sider from The Athletic. It's things going well in Padres world. We'll see what Dennis has to say about it. Came out with a really nice piece, though, about the sale of the Padres and how they ended up going for $3.9 billion. Talk about that coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just
Please don't.
What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's going to hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Padres fresh off a 3-game sweep of the Minnesota Twins. We didn't really get to talk much about Friday's game as we get Dennis Lynn's going to join us here in a second, but weekend started quite well, taking care of Connor Prelip with Ty France hitting the 2-run home run in the first inning, and the Padres never looking back on their way to a 6-2 win over the Minnesota Twins.
It's like a snoozer, right? Kind of felt like a snoozer. I loved it. Needed it.
Always need. Well, they did end up using Brad Glay and Mason Miller at the end with the 4-run lead.
You felt
but
like you
Randy
had
Vasquez,
it in hand.
hey, 7 innings,
outstanding.
2 hits, had the one iffy inning, but other than that,
Who
was
drew
fantastic.
that up, man? Just phenomenal starting pitching and bullpen, all of it.
All
Offense, it was great.
We're going to go out to our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. Paulie, if you would.
Happy Monday, Padres fans. It's time to discuss the weekend that was for the Padres with our Ben and Woods Lynn Sider, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
Big day, Dennis. The new owners, Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano, going to be introduced this afternoon at a news conference at Petco Park. Let's start there. What are you looking to find out from the new owners later today?
I would like their entire 10-step plan for running this franchise. It'd be nice to get that out of the way early on so we can move on and know exactly what they're going to do. But no, obviously I'm kidding. With the way sports teams are kind of being sold and bought and in some cases flipped these days, I'm personally interested in, Jose Feliciano's personal business relationship with Mark Walter, being a fellow co-owner of Chelsea. I don't know if he'll want to get into that, but
I know who they're not calling on for a question this afternoon. Dennis, that was easy.
Dennis just waving his hand furiously. I think it's an important question. By all accounts, Dennis, Walter is pretty much just trying to liquidate anything he can at this point, right? To be able to pay back the 21 to 26, depending on who you listen to, $1 billion that he is supposed to pay back, correct?
Yeah, that's what the reports say, right? And the reports also say Feliciano's private equity firm would be the one buying them out. I guess there's been talk of that for a couple of years since maybe they don't get along the best, them and the Dodgers contingent of Blue Coast. So I just think the whole dynamic with Mark Walter, Todd Bowley, and now Jose Feliciano and his wife Kwanzaa Jones taking over the Dodgers' biggest rival just down the freeway. It's really interesting.
I like to think that perhaps in the future, the Dodgers will literally owe their existence to the owners of the Padres.
I like that too.
Talk about having something to hold over their heads.
Talk about little brother, right? Gosh. No, we talked earlier in the program about I think it's an easy press conference to win today if you're Feliciano and Jones, certainly. But I think, losing a press conference would be pretty difficult to do today, Dennis. I think, they're saying all the right things so far. We've read a bunch of stuff about them. This is a day to celebrate, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, the team's also playing really well. Number one, that helps, first of all. And not to throw another wet blanket on it, but I'm also curious, what did they assume, buying the team with labor and a lockout coming and possibility of missed games? But I mean, in the meantime, I think it's pretty clear that they were pulling some strings at the trade deadline. They were talking to team decision makers, and I guess they are the team decision makers now. But without them, you wonder if they would have added Casey Mize and Robbie Ray. Now we'll see how those two acquisitions work out, this September and possibly this October. But I do think they want to make a strong first impression, and I do think they want to win. It's just a matter long term of what was the trade off between winning and just continuing to make tons of revenue, which the Padres are ready to do.
Did I say you're not getting a question? Your credential may not even work this afternoon.
They may pull it,
Dennis at Petco Park. Dennis Lynn from The Athletic is with us. All right, Dennis, and you're not the only one, but I've got to ask you this question. Where did you and the rest of us get this so wrong? Because, quite honestly, it's not like the Padres were sort of struggling and we thought that they couldn't get it done and then went to, okay, they're playing a little bit better now. No, they went from, we have pretty much decided that this team doesn't have it, to playing the best baseball in the major leagues over the last month. That's usually not all that possible. So where did we get everything so wrong?
I think number one, you start with the fact that Fernando Tatis Jr. is still 27. Jackson Merrill is still 23. These are still very young men with a ton of talent. And right now, we probably underestimated, given some of their struggles, and these are really prolonged struggles. So I think it's understandable that, we were all talking about it. But the fact that these are two still supremely talented individuals, and they were probably going to turn it back on at some point. Maybe we didn't expect to see this coming, 12 home runs for Tatis post All-Star break, and Jackson Merrill, 11 home runs. But, that's a credit to them, continuing to put in the work and sticking with it, even though, they were getting dragged by fans and media for months. But yeah, those are, in my mind, two of the biggest keys to this offensive turnaround. And then on the pitching side, we probably forget that Ruben Niebla is still very good at his job, even though, people are wondering, is he still good at his job early in the year? But you have to look at, what he's been handed and given. The Padres obviously are on a pretty strict budget in the offseason as far as starting pitching additions. And now that they have a little more depth there, and now that it looks like Joe Musgrove is possibly, one rehab start away, maybe 2 rehab starts away, I think, it's still seems like very much the case that, they know what they're doing with their starting pitching program, and they can get the most out of some guys, and some guys it doesn't quite work out, but for the most part, they've had a pretty good track record. So, those two things, the two young superstars in the offense and the starting pitching finally coming together, I think that's probably proved a lot of us, including myself, wrong, at least for now.
Myself as well. And I just looked at kind of their offensive stats, and they've come up between 5 and 8 to 12 spots in, the big 4 of offensive categories, average, OBP, slug, OPS. They were 30th. They were 29th, and now they're 22nd, 18th. I mean, there's some big jumps in there, Dennis. And, again, like I it's such a good lesson for myself and I think the audience and all of us. Sometimes it just takes a minute, right? New coaches, new guys, new philosophies. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. There is the possibility that guys could have said.
Can I jump in just quickly?
Yeah.
Because it's literally what they said was going to happen all year.
They did?
Fernando and Jackson said, we're good. We're going to hit. Craig Stammen at the start said, we're going to be careful with the starting pitchers because we want them to be strong in the second half of the season. We'll lean on our bullpen early. The starting pitching will be fresh for the second half of the season. They told this the entire first half of the season, and we all went, nah, I mean, we don't believe it. We're not buying this from you.
Because we've heard that. Yeah. We've been sold that bill of goods before. But the jumps that they've made, those aren't easy jumps to make, right? To go from dead last in OPS to up to 22nd, right? I mean, there's still work to be done, certainly, and the season's not over, but I give a lot of credit to the coaching staff for staying together and for the players, too, for staying together and kind of believing a little bit.
Yeah, and Craig Stammen shouted out Raul Padron, who I think some fans might not know much about. He's first year on a major league staff period, but he's been with Tatis for, I guess he first coached him back in 2017, 2018 in AA. So having a guy who knows you and can remember when you were at your best and kind of the number one prospect in the sport, I think that's helped a lot. But I think we'd also be remiss not to mention, obviously we have, all of us, I guess, speaking in the media, just the contributions throughout the year, not just the second half of guys like Ty France and obviously more recently Luis Rengifo, and then when he was still healthy, Samad Taylor. So it's been kind of a patchwork of different guys stepping up, and some guys more consistently throughout the year. But if you're going to have a 1,000 OPS or above 1,000 OPS in the second half like Tatis does, that certainly helps.
Glenn says, when does Stammen get credit for maintaining a steady demeanor? I've said it for a long time now. We talked to, I think Darren Smith talked to him about it last week. Yeah, man, you have to give credit where credit is due. He has not changed his personality even a little. We certainly don't mind him laughing in press conferences when they're winning ball games every single day. But he hasn't changed. He's going to be the same guy that he is. And I think he deserves a lot of credit. But I put it on the players, man. The players wanted to change. They did it. They put the work in and easily could have folded up the tents. Easily this season. It's not over. Certainly, we know that. But it's been pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, I mean, they talked about this, right? The 2-week sprint kind of leading up to the trade deadline. They knew they needed to play a lot better than they had to keep the team together and to justify adding players, and that's what they did. And now we'll see if they can kind of rewrite what happened the last 2 years in the playoffs, if they make it there, where the offense kind of disappears. But I mean, that's still a ways away right now. They look like they're in pretty good position. So to your point, yeah, Craig Stammen does deserve some credit. Winning cures a lot of things, and he's benefiting from having some really talented players who seem to be pulling in the same direction.
They are in good position, Dennis, but, the Phillies are insanely hot. The Cubs keep winning. The Diamondbacks keep hanging around. It's not as though there's any room for error going forward either. I mean, that's what makes it a little tougher over this last month plus for the Padres, knowing that they could win a series and still that. Like the Diamondbacks just won a series and lost ground to everybody. That's a tough spot to be in this point in the season.
Yeah, no, that's also a good point. Still, a month of the season, month plus, and I think if you ask Padres today, would they rather play the Cubs or the Phillies in the first round, or would they rather play the Atlanta Braves? I think I'd almost, if I were them, I'd rather face the Atlanta Braves. That'd be the number 3 and number 6 seed matchup if things ended today, but. You just can't assume you're just going to get in. You can't assume, you're going to get to choose your matchups, first of all, which they won't. It'll be dependent on how the standings shake out and how other teams play. But I think, they need to keep going hard and make sure they play all the way through the end. And I think, again, something Stammen brought up before the trade deadline when he was being peppered with questions about the trade deadline every single day. He said, we're not looking to just play well into the trade deadline. We're looking to play well through the rest of the season. And maybe it didn't resonate as much as it does now back then because the trade deadline was everything that mattered. But, right now, certainly looks like that's the case.
Dennis, appreciate it. We will talk to you again next Monday. See you at the news conference this afternoon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you, buddy. Dennis Lynn, our Linsider, brought to you by Hamul Casino. And at this point, I think the Phillies could absolutely pass the Atlanta Braves and end up winning the NL East. And they might be the 3 seed. Ugh. And the Braves could drop into the 4 or 5 seed at this point as well. So you have no idea what the matchups.
I think Dennis nailed it. You don't want to. You're rooting for the Braves to win the division.
I guess if you're the 6th seed, but I think the Padres should still. They're 4 games behind the Cubs. You could still host playoffs here. You play like you've been playing lately.
Go get it.
You could still host a playoff series. Lots on the line. We'll talk more about it. We'll look ahead to the Pirates series, and we'll get some Rindle Report headlines to kick off hour number 4 next year on The Fan. Final hour. Our thanks again to Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. It's Ben and Woods broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how. As the Padres now with 31 games, I believe, remaining in the season, which means 10 series, 9 3-game series and 1 4-game series for your San Diego Padres remaining.
Ooh, here we go.
And if you did win them all, which obviously is not likely, you've got some tough games left. The Tampa Bay Rays, New York Yankees, got a series against the Dodgers the final week. But if you just averaged winning them all, you get to 90 wins still. Which
wait, if you won them all,
if you won each series,
each series. I thought you meant games.
You won all 31 games.
31 games. We're rolling,
if you won all 31 games, I think you get to over 100 wins
Yes,
at this
you
point,
would.
which certainly was not in the cards for the San Diego Padres. But none of us thought 90 wins would even still be in the discussion for your San Diego Padres this season.
Yeah, even though the Pirates have kind of fallen off in the second half this year, you still got to face. I was looking at the pitching matchups because I didn't see any lineups or pitching matchups yesterday, and it's been updated. You got Ashcraft tonight, Skeens tomorrow, and Bubba Chandler on Wednesday. Like
that'd be 3 dirty. I mean, Skeens obviously has had his struggles this year, but I saw yesterday. They're like, this is what's wrong with Paul Skeens. I'm like, shut up. Let him figure it out when he leaves here. That's 3 of the dirtier arms that you'll see. Velo, breaking stuff, all of it. Ashcraft's had a monster
But
year.
the Padres have done a better job lately, even against better arms.
100%.
That's been one of the major changes over the last month. They're not
risen to the challenge.
Yeah, they don't dominate.
I love Paul Skeens.
I do love every
Paul
time,
Skeens
but
still.
they've had some good performances against guys like Gavin Williams. They've shown the ability to
take
even
it to
playoff type pitchers to put together some rallies and some offense.
Yeah, if I was the Pirates, I would actually bring up some AA kid to make his major league debut. Soft throwing kid. That's the Padres' kryptonite.
I do have this. I mean, I think everybody kind of thinks it, but Padres players get off to a slow start and get better as the season goes on. And, some guys are just second half players, but there is something to be said about seeing pitchers, seeing more of them, getting into a groove. I don't know how you fix that in the future. Like, are we going to be discussing whenever next season starts, like, Padres off to another slow-ish start again?
It takes a while to catch up. And the teams that started off the year hot hitting probably aren't now. It's so cyclical. Just don't stop trying to predict the game. You just cannot predict this game. You have no idea what's going to happen. You shouldn't even try. That's why gambling on baseball is so excruciating at times. You bet on the starting pitchers, and look who Gavin Williams against the Padres. He's gonna chew them up. They took it to that guy.
Look at the 3 teams that are currently in wild card position in the National League. The Cubs had an unbelievably hot stretch, an unbelievably cold stretch, an unbelievably hot stretch, and then they've kind of settled in a little bit. The Phillies are so bad that they fired their manager. Then they get hot, then they get cold, and now they're insanely hot again. And then you have the Padres, who had the early hot stretch and then looked terrible. I mean, that series that we went to in Chicago, just embarrassing. In the middle of the season, looks like they're done. And now they've played the best baseball in the league over the last month.
Like in the Phillies, even when they were winning, it was very, very close games. And you'd look up and you'd look at the run differential, and it was like minus 60 or something. And you're like, how are the Phillies even winning a game? They were doing it with pitching and defense and things like that, but they found a way to win some of those games, Benny. I think it really helped them because now they're plus 27 in run. I never thought the Phillies, I thought they'd be one of those teams that got in the playoffs and had a minus 4 run differential. And you're like, all right, this isn't going to work in the playoffs. But the way they're swinging it now, they look like world beaters. 9-1 in their last 10, just as hot as you can be.
All right, we'll have more on the Padres coming up. Right now, though, let's get to our first Reindl report of the week.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hey guys, it's Paul here.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you? I'm good. How are you doing today? Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Happy Monday, gentlemen.
Happy Monday.
Get started in the world of football. Actually, got a couple of football stories here for you. The first one is an NFL and a college story. I've read it, 4 or 5 times, just the blurb here on ESPN.com. Read it like 4 or 5 times in the last 24 hours. I still don't exactly know how this is happening, but Daquan Wright, who is a football player in the NFL, he was waived by the Cleveland Browns. Says here he is set to join LSU. And I literally at first was like, oh, is like an assistant coach or something? No, he was cut by the NFL Browns and is going back to college because it says here he had an agreement in place that he could return to college football after signing with an NFL team as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
He was actually signed by the Eagles. They cut him. He got picked up by the Browns. They cut him. And now he is going back to LSU with college eligibility remaining. And other than, I guess, you just blame NIL and say no rules are really rules anymore, because previously you were not allowed to do that, right? You were not allowed to work out.
Forget
with
everything
an
you
NFL
used to
team.
know about the NCAA. None of the rules apply. They can't stop anything anymore.
Eligibility rules have always been a bit of a gray area, and guys can go petition for extra. You got guys playing in college football like 6-7 years, so transfers, and it's just nuts.
It says here he did not appear in either of the preseason games that he suited up for. So I don't know if that would have changed anything. Like literally, I mean, if you didn't play a snap, can you be like, well, I didn't actually play in the NFL? If he would have played 1 snap, would that have gotten rid of his eligibility? I don't know. It says here on Wednesday last week, Wright officially entered the transfer portal after he and a group of athletes who filed a lawsuit in Louisiana were granted a temporary restraining order to return to college for 1 more season. His quote was, or one of the other players said, "Man, isn't this as crazy? I don't even know what to say. I wondered why Lane Kiffin reached out to me a week ago. Now I know. I didn't call him back. I guess I should have, because Wright," that was his agent that said that. Wright, no, I'm sorry, that was Todd Monken, is the Browns coach, that had the quote about Lane Kiffin reaching out to him. He called the coach.
Hey, anybody you're going to cut, I'll take.
And he goes, I probably should have called him back, because
Wright,
recruiting. The
player, Brian Dutcher should be looking at G League guys now at this point.
Yeah, Wright. Daquan Wright played for Lane Kiffin, who's now at LSU. He played for him back at Ole Miss. So he was calling about checking in on his old players that I guess still have college eligibility despite working out and playing with 2 NFL teams.
So the big controversy now is they instituted this new rule that you have 5 years to complete your eligibility. And if you started in 20, didn't allow the ones who would be in their 5th year now who had already graduated to come back, but everyone's going, why? So they all filed lawsuits and get injunctions from judges all over the place. All you really need is a good lawyer now, and you can play
for
college football as long
years.
as you want.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to be able to do anything to stop it, because the NCAA has just, for years they operated with their own set of illegal rules, essentially, as a monopoly, as antitrust. Like, we didn't think the rules applied to us, and now all of a sudden they're finding out they do, and they can't do anything to stop it.
Wild.
I agree with Sage McMuffin in the chat, because it said here, like I said earlier, he and a group of players filed a lawsuit in Louisiana, were granted a temporary restraining order to return to college for 1 more season. And the comment was, apparently I have no clue what a temporary restraining order is, because I also had to read that and I go, is that it? A restraining order?
It restrains the NCAA from stopping you from playing college football.
So
that's what the restraint is.
The Wild
college, so he can still get within 50 feet of college football.
Correct.
Okay.
Doesn't have to sign up for a list or anything.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. We will move on to our next football story. Breaking news this morning. We had some breaking NFL news earlier with the Cleveland Browns announcing Deshaun Watson, their starting quarterback. That was in Cleveland, Ohio.
Strap in.
This next story, we go to East Palestine, Ohio, where 49ers owner Jed York was arrested for prostitution and a few other things here.
He was a prostitute?
No, he was not. He was soliciting a prostitute.
On the streets?
There is his mugshot.
This
there
guy's a
in
billionaire,
the
right?
stream. Yes,
He owns the Niners.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's very much a billionaire. Says here, according to court documents, he pled no contest to misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct and possessing criminal tools.
Kind of a short guy, according to the mugshot.
5'8" king,
Yeah. Says he was originally arrested for engaging in prostitution. He must now serve a 2-day sentence in Columbiana County Jail. He must also pay a $1,000 fine. Probably has that in his wallet. He says here he had ties to the Youngstown area. That's where he went to high school. So we might have been visiting some family or friends.
He's arrested at a trailer park in Ohio, and they found what they said was criminal tools. So I looked up, what does that mean?
I was curious what that entailed.
Is a billionaire trying to break into a trailer and steal something?
Bro,
this is making no sense at all.
It's one of the wilder stories I've seen.
I get that anybody can have human flaws,
Sure.
but he's a billionaire. Okay, so you've exhausted your entire, to meet people, like, hey, so a friend could introduce you. You could go on a dating website or an app. You could go out to a nice bar somewhere. You got $1 billion. You probably
can
have
treat
to
people
sleep alone
nicely. If you don't
yeah,
want to.
I'm guessing. Are we really? We've gone all the way to East Palestine.
You could fly your
Ohio.
private jet across the world to find some beauty and have a great night.
In another country where it's probably not that frowned upon. But you have decided to take all of your wealth
to a trailer
East
park.
Palestine, Ohio, and a trailer park where you get arrested.
All right, so common examples of criminal tools that they might have found in Jed York's car or on his person: crowbars, lock picks, master keys, bolt cutters, and Slim Jims, or taped. Everyday items.
Trying to steal a car.
Everyday items used illicitly. Taped flashlight, burner phones, screwdrivers, or ordinary cell phones used to coordinate illegal acts. Explosive devices, dangerous chemical components adapted for destruction.
So if you have a
or
cell
forced
phone on
injury.
you, they can say that you're using it to try to commit a crime by using the flashlight to.
This screwdriver, I literally was coming to help a guy put this desk together. What are you talking about? It's so seedy. It's so gross. I don't know what is happening.
It's wild.
It's wild.
That just
wild.
seems, that seems like
It's
something very avoidable
one of those
for somebody with that much money and resources.
One of those unnecessary risks, Jed.
You think?
An unnecessary risk. Should I let me play this forward?
Is that what makes it exciting?
The
for
rush
him?
of it.
Possibly. I don't know.
I just
had to confirm he is in fact married. They have 2 sons.
God. Oh.
That's an awkward
Hey guys,
conversation, I bet.
Dad's home? No, I didn't bring you anything
Souvenirs
from the trip.
East Palestine.
Jeez. What a start to the. So you had the Shanahan car wreck bit.
That's what I wanted to bring up.
Then you have this. What a start for the Niners. Holy cow.
There was a lot of hubbub about the way that the Kyle Shanahan stuff was covered by NFL insiders and guys like Adam Schefter, who
huge
ESPN, who was bought out by NFL Network or whatever, 10% or whatever of the
they're
company.
Buddies.
They're all in bed together now. But can ESPN have journalists, quote unquote journalists anymore? If nobody really talks about this story now, is this another one that the NFL is going to be like, hey, we don't want this on First Take tomorrow morning? And ESPN goes, we kind of have to play nice with them because that was bizarre. We talked last week about every MLB insider, Ken Rosenthal, just no longer posting anything on social media the day the Mark Walter stuff came out. That was weird.
Rosenthal just tweeted for the first time I checked, 9 days in the middle of a pennant race, some exciting things going on. Ken Rosenthal just tweeted, and it was about Dana Brown's firing. And that's
Astros
it.
GM.
Yeah, 9.
Still has he been on Blue Sky or something else?
I don't know.
Where did he go?
Threads?
And
He's on MySpace.
Sounds like you're really taking a vacation in the middle of a pennant race and not going to tweet for 9 days. It's very odd, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It will be weird, though, if, like, this doesn't really make any headlines on ESPN's talk shows or anything like that, because I would say that that's a pretty newsworthy story. But, and then finally, we will wrap it up here. A little sportsy, but it's good audio, and I appreciate good audio. Benny actually sent this over to me earlier. Hadn't seen it, but it was going around the Minnesota Twins broadcast. Their call after Fernando Tatis Jr.'s second home run yesterday. He had just kind of single-handedly torched the Twins all weekend, and they just threw up their hands, the broadcasters did, and this is what they had to say. What was that, in the 7th or 8th inning yesterday?
Late in the game.
Well, Pittsburgh is in here next, and good luck to the Pirates.
With as much talent as they have on this roster, he really is a game changer in a lot of ways, though. When he is doing what he's doing, this team is so hard to beat. With the bullpen, you know you got to be ahead after 6.
Look at
I've never heard a broadcaster of one team warn another team about how much a player has kicked their ass.
We didn't say it.
Yeah, but
it's
you
the kiss
played
of
it.
death
You
if
sent
we
it over
say it.
with your little.
Are you telling me that
Yes, I mean,
we're sports fans for the sole purpose of trying to get moments like this where other teams have to bow down at how good our team is right now, and then it finally happens, and we're not even allowed to enjoy it just a little bit for like one morning?
Correct.
That the Minnesota Twins are so in awe of our magical baseball prowess here in San Diego.
Exactly what I'm telling
that
you.
we can't just enjoy it for 1 second.
Correct.
I know it's fleeting.
Correct.
I know
you didn't
it's
have
temporary.
to play it. We could have found another
But
story.
wasn't that cool to have
Wasn't it
someone
cool?
else talk about our team like that for
Isn't
just a
it-
hot second?
That's what's in. Yeah, isn't it cool?
We didn't say it.
Isn't it cool that you can just listen to it on your phone and go, ha, 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 and then move on with your day?
I didn't.
Good
say
luck.
it. I just listened.
Ben just
to it
said,
and
"Good luck
enjoyed
to
it."
the Pirates."
I did not say it.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed someone
Well,
else. saying
Pittsburgh
it.
is in here next, and good luck to the Pirates.
Oh, there we go. Okay. This is Slay the Dragon again. Stupid.
Now it's also self-serving for the Twins broadcast, going, "Hey, we're not this bad. The Padres are just really, really good. So don't be so mad at our team or our general manager or manager right now." But that's
Purple's getting this confused. He says, I became very superstitious for a guy who didn't believe in curses for the longest time. Two totally different things. Absolutely, completely different. Superstitions are way different than curses, in my opinion. Superstition is you don't talk about the no-hitter while it's going on, right?
Sure.
Like curses is, we can win 140 games.
The curse of the Billy
The curse
Goat.
of the Billy Goat. The
Curse of the Bambino.
Curse of the Bambino, right? Those are real. I believe in curses. Now I do. After 2023 got me, I had to eliminate all the shirts that I made, and then. But superstitions are that's something you have to do.
If Craig Stammen in his post-game news conference said, "Good luck to the Pirates coming in here," that would be incredibly inappropriate.
Well, Pittsburgh is in here next.
Stop.
Good luck to the Pirates.
Even if Don or Jesse had said that, I would have said, "No, you can't say that." But because it was the Twins broadcaster, I am reveling in it for one morning and enjoying it. Yes, the Padres will lose another game, Woods, and it won't be because the Twins guys said that or we played it on the show.
It won't be because the Twins guy said it. It's because you highlighted it several times. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I've seen this act before.
So I can't ever enjoy any
Correct.
victories.
Exactly.
Ever.
Enjoy them privately. Enjoy them privately amongst
You're
yourself.
taking all the fun out of this.
Exactly. Is this fun for anyone? Is anyone having fun?
Right now, I'm having some fun.
All right.
This show used to stand for something. We used to believe in funny
That's right.
broadcaster audio.
That's right. Hey, good luck, Braxton Ashcraft.
Are you going to even let me do an MLB reach around next, or will there possibly be a result that I'll enjoy too much?
Won't the world end if you don't do an MLB reach around?
What's coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, SDFatLoss.com still has their summer special that you can take advantage of and change your life before the holidays. While the weather is even still warm here, you can lose up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. And by the way, it doesn't take 60 days to change things. After just a few weeks, I could absolutely tell the difference. When I went through the program and I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, but I'm talking like 2-3 weeks in, I'm already feeling and looking better. And you can have the same sort of results by eating regular foods at the right times, the right portions. They'll tell you how. They will coach you. They will support you every step of the way. They'll make adjustments to make sure that that fat keeps coming off at up to a pound per day. And you do it without any exercise and without the need to rely on the GLP-1 injections, which can cost you muscle, can lower your metabolism, make it harder to keep the weight off, and you're going to need to keep taking them, the expensive injections onward and possibly forever to keep the weight off. With SDFatLoss.com, it's just a one-time program, one-time cost, and you can take $200 off right now. When you sign up for your free consultation at SDFatLoss.com, you decide it's not for you, fine. You know, it's not right for everybody, but I do think you should give it a shot by going to SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I really didn't think anything was going to top the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini story, but this Jed York thing this is wild.
It's wild, man.
And Paulie brought up a good point off the air. It's like, all right, how many details are we really going to get?
Correct.
When the NFL controls now so much of the media that covers it.
For what it's worth, Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport, two of the top NFL insiders, have not posted a single word about Jed
And
York.
that's not an indictment yet. It's breaking news. If they don't have any details, it would be irresponsible to just
Schefter, known for dropping the ball with breaking news. Yes.
Yeah, right. The
Adam
Shefty
Schefter.
bomb.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't know.
Again, an NFL owner arrested for potentially soliciting prostitution and trying to break into a trailer in some town in Ohio.
All alleged at this point.
Yes, that's true.
Could have been a big mistake.
Could have been.
Never know.
He's in an orange
They do
jumpsuit.
have a mugshot of him.
Let's not rush to judgment. Wait for all the facts to come out, which is probably what Schefter and Ian Rappaport are doing. It's probably what Ken Rosenthal has been doing for the last 9 days.
Right.
Probably what Jeff Passan's been doing. Though I did remember him teasing a podcast tomorrow to talk about the Dodgers situation, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
In the meantime, would you like to know what went on around Major League Baseball this past weekend? Woods, I know you do. Don't even answer that question.
All right.
Let's get to our MLB reach around.
They're doing the
Reach around.
They're doing the
Reach around.
Everybody's doing the
Reach around. All right.
Hold on quickly. It looks like Shefty did retweet something about it. No, I don't see that. Somebody said that in the chat. No,
nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Did not see a retweet.
The Philadelphia Phillies, if you missed it earlier, they're red hot. They've won 9 in a row. On Saturday, Kyle Schwarber hit his 38th. Bryce Harper hit his 26th in a 12-3 win over the Cardinals. But yesterday was the one where you thought Padres might have a chance.
Yep.
I mean, the Cardinals had the slim 4-0 lead with 2 outs in the ninth.
Just so tenuous.
But they couldn't hold on. With a man on second, the Phillies went single, walk, 3-run double, RBI single, and Kyle Schwarber walk-off home run, his 39th for their 9th straight win.
Is this that Cardinal way I keep hearing about? Because I don't like it. I didn't like that one bit.
I mean, we kept expecting the Cardinals to kind of falter. They're finally falling out of the race, but they stayed in it a lot longer than
they sure did.
Most people expected this season.
Is that the Cardinal way? We're not supposed to do anything. We might, but now we're not.
The Diamondbacks, meanwhile, took 2 out of 3 from the Reds and lost ground in the playoff chase thanks to J.J. Bleday's cycle. First 4 ABs on Saturday for the Reds. Padres, I believe, have a series against Cincinnati coming up in just a little while in Cincinnati. The D-backs, though, rallied from a 3-0 deficit to win 5-3 yesterday. The Braves beat the Brewers 4-2 in the Little League Classic in Williamsport to avoid the sweep. Blake Snell is looking Snellian again. 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Dodgers got very healthy against the Rockies and the Pirates the last 6 days. Their struggles seem in the rearview mirror as they go 6-0 and shut out the Pirates 4-0.
Yeah, just when you start to get a little bit excited.
So you might remember, 6 days ago, Bryce Miller started that game that the Mariners lost 22-0. 22-0. Bounced back with a much better performance as they only lost 19-2 against the Cubs in his next start. He didn't give up all of those, but that's got to be 2 of the roughest back-to-back outings in Major League history.
Yeah.
That your team loses by a combined 39 runs in your last 2 starts.
He was good too. He is good. It's the worst stretch or worst stretch that you can have, but he's a good pitcher and how about those scores? 39 runs. It's like, bro, what did I do?
Ian Happ hit one of 2 grand slams for the Cubs. PCA hit his 33rd. Seattle did win the first 2 games of that series, though, to kind of keep their playoff hopes alive in the American League West. The Red Sox completed a sweep of the Giants with a 5-4 win. Boston has won 5 of 6. The Guardians went into Coors Field and won every game against the Rockies. Needed it. Foster Griffin, their trade deadline acquisition from the Nationals, improving to 15-4 on the season. The A's kind of surprised some people. Win a series from the Astros 7-6, and Houston now dropping into a first-place tie with the Texas Rangers of Skip Schumacher, who beat the Angels 5-3 yesterday behind 6 shutout innings from Cal Quantrill to take the series. So Houston and Texas are both a game under 500, but tied for the division lead, and they're also tied for the last wild card spot in the American League. So they've got like 2 playoff berths on the line in the American League West, even though I think I saw this morning, like the combined run differential for the division is over minus 400 in the AL West. The White Sox got a Tristan Peters walk-off solo homer in the 9th to beat the Mets 2-1 and win that series. The Royals completed a sweep of the free-falling Tigers 11-7, 5th straight loss for Detroit, 8th loss in 9 games. Marlins sweep the Nationals with a 6-2 win. Yankees over the Blue Jays 8-3. Jazz Chisholm, Trent Grisham both going deep as New York wins the series. And the Rays get a 3-1 win over the Orioles. Nick Martinez, 1 hit in 6 innings as Tampa Bay avoids the sweep.
And Phillies will be taking on the Mariners at home, and the Diamondbacks are going to be playing the Cubs.
Phillies in Seattle.
Oh, I'm sorry, in Seattle.
To take on the Mariners. And that Diamondbacks-Cubs series.
Yes.
Is one where if the Padres can take care of business against the Pirates.
Good luck to the Pirates, by the way.
Good luck to the Pirates. You're going to gain some ground, whether it's put more distance between you and the Diamondbacks.
And good luck to the Pirates.
Right. Which is great. If you're kind of a nervous Nelly fan, you want as much room between you and the Diamondbacks as possible.
So rooting for the Cubs.
Because you want to make the playoffs. Yeah. But if you're an ambitious fan who wants to see the Padres potentially host a playoff series, you wouldn't mind the Cubs losing. You're only 4 games behind the Cubs, so one way or another,
dicey. It's a dicey proposition.
The more Arizona loses, obviously, the higher your playoff odds go.
Them falling off almost guarantees you're in the playoffs if you're the Padres. So I think we're
rooting for the Cubs.
I mean, obviously, getting in the playoffs is the most important thing. But if you want to win the World Series, you have a much better chance if that first wild card series comes through San Diego.
Yeah,
and as I said it earlier, that is still a goal that should be on the table for the San Diego Padres. 4 games out with 31 to play. Yeah. You can make up that. Now, you don't have the tiebreaker on the Cubs, so essentially you have to make up 5 games in 31 days, but they just lost a series to Seattle. Maybe the Cubs will cool off a little bit. You're going to have to play really good, but you've got 21-7 in your last 28 games. Keep up that pace, and you absolutely could still keep at least the thought of hosting a playoff series in the future as a possibility.
I like when you used to tell me back in the day, you used to tell me who I needed to root for every night.
Now this is kind of a choose your own adventure.
Yeah, I remember those books. Those were terrible.
Arizona Diamondbacks, Chicago Cubs. Choose your own adventure as to who you're rooting for.
Did you used to read ahead on those? I did.
I did not. I always would follow. I would try to get through every adventure, but I have to go through it the right way.
I went from
and I
the
would
back
get so frustrated when I would end up in the same spot. Like, there's like 7 pages I haven't been able to get to in this book, and I don't know
how to get there.
What choices I need to make to get to these 7 pages that I have not read yet.
Read them in reverse, my friend. Work every time.
You know, essentially, if the Padres have a good series against the Pirates, you kind of want the Cubs maybe to lose, and if they struggle, then you want the Diamondbacks to lose to keep your playoff odds as high as possible. What are the odds, Paulie?
Good luck to the Pirates
today.
Let me get the updated odds.
I think it's around 2 and 3 now for the Padres.
Let's see. Padres chances of making the playoffs according to Fangraphs, 68%.
Okay. So over 2 and 3. A month ago, it was 7%.
Holy smokes.
And now 68% chance to make the playoffs. Hey, good month.
Man. All right.
All right, we will take our final timeout with Ben Woods, and then we will come back, look ahead to the Pittsburgh Pirates series, and wrap things up here.
Like 1 month ago, they were 9.2.
9.2, yeah.
Like
so,
a month ago today,
7
less
was
than
the
10.
lowest.
Yeah.
So
I was just like, that's to get the actual number, less than 10% a month ago, 68% chance.
So they have increased their playoff chances by 700%.
Pretty good.
Since July 24th.
Take it.
Not bad. We'll come back, wrap things up on a Monday with Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. So on the chat, the question, when is the news conference today to introduce Jose E. Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones?
1 p.m.
Yes, and I just saw Sammy tweet that coverage is going to begin around 12:40, so 3 hours from now, right here on 97.3 The Fan, and I believe it will be commercial-free with Sammy anchoring. Sammy anchoring. Sammy. From the auditorium at Petco Park. So keep it tuned here all day long, and you will hear that press conference and whatever our new owners have to say.
Looking forward to it. I will be tuning in.
We have pitching matchups, I believe, for this week's series against the Pirates, starting today with the very talented Braxton Ashcraft on the mound for the Pirates against Robbie Ray.
Braxton, by the way,
at 6:40. How many Braxtons do you have on your team?
Never had a Braxton. I've had a Brixton before, but I never had a Braxton. No, not yet. But if I had a Braxton and he pitched like him, we're good.
Braxton with a Z.
Yes.
And then
I'll take it
tomorrow.
I'll take it with an L. I don't care.
Paul Skeens is scheduled to pitch for the first time at Petco Park. The Padres dodged him last couple of times. They did face him earlier this season in Pittsburgh, and I don't think they performed very well against him, if I remember correctly. But Skeens has been
iffy,
struggling lately. I think he's got like a 5.5 ERA in his last 9 or 10 starts.
It's
something
weird.
like that.
I kept thinking that he would turn it around, and hopefully he doesn't tomorrow. But I thought that they would give him like an extra couple of starts, like just to not not pitch. Just kind of sit him and rest him and figure out what it was. But they're saying, it's mechanical. He's throwing across his body more a little bit. I see everybody weighing in day to day because, as you know, I've noted he's turned on for Paul Skeens.
If it was that simple,
I love. You think
Paul
it would, bro? It's the weirdest sport in the world because I watched the thing on Mizorowski, right? So last year, Mizorowski, who was fantastic, he stood straight up. This year, he's moved down a little, like he's hunched his shoulders a little bit. They're like, he's throwing 105. He's got a 1.3 ERA. These little minor adjustments. And you know what, Benny? I bet you a lot of it is right up in the dome.
Sure. And as we've talked about as well, sometimes those adjustments are not designed to necessarily make you pitch better, but to keep you from having your pitches stolen by the other teams.
They said he shows the ball way too much. Skeens, the longer you can hide the ball and it just jumps on the hitter.
But when you're thinking about that and hiding the ball rather than going through your proper mechanics, that's all it takes sometimes to get you off on the mound. So it's a dance.
It is. And, you'd think a guy with that much experience and that much success, it would be a minor tweak, something he could fix. Hopefully, again, he does not do it tomorrow night at Petco Park. But, he just has not been the same guy. And, again, had he been the same guy, they're probably a lot closer to a playoff spot than they are now. So you really want to knock them out. Like, this needs to be the nail in the coffin.
I mean, they're now
Pirates.
6 games under 500
Yeah,
for a team that.
How many games back?
They are about
like
7 or 8 back now. I mean, they're pretty much out of it. Be nice if they could just demoralize them to the point where it's a West Coast road trip. We know how tough sometimes East Coast road trips are for the Padres. The same is true for a team that is coming across the country to face the Dodgers and the Padres. Dog Days August, you feel the season slipping away. Sometimes that's all it takes to be like, hey, we're in this game. Oh, now we're down 3-0. And you lose all life. So you really want to step on their throats right now when you've got a chance before they play well in the first game. And, Braxton pitched well, and we got a 2-1 win. And now, hey, we got a little life. Let's keep it going with Skeens on the mound tomorrow. Don't give the Pirates any reason for hope or encouragement tonight.
Correct.
You need to keep them feeling like their season is over. And all they want to do is get to that plane on Wednesday afternoon and get home, probably to an off day. And it's like, who cares? We lost all 6 on our season's over anyway.
Yep.
You need to keep them in that mentality right now, which the Padres have done a really good job of against other teams, like the Twins coming in this last.
Yeah.
The Twins had plenty to play for. They were in a playoff spot going into the series, and now they are not.
They're not.
When they came into San Diego. So nice job by the San Diego Padres. They got to keep that going now against a team that is teetering and is ready for the knockout blow this week.
And good luck to the Pirates.
That's right. Surely that won't come back. Because
shouldn't it come back to haunt the Twins?
One would think.
They're the ones who said it, not us.
Yeah, right. All right.
All right, you want to spin the topic wheel?
Yeah,
and
spin
finish
away.
The show? All right, Paulie, if you would give it a spin.
All right. What is something you think will be obsolete in 20 years? Trying to think of
Obsolete in
20 years ago.
years.
2006. We had iPods,
VCRs.
DVDs.
Well, they're already obsolete, aren't they?
Yeah, but 20 years ago, now they're obsolete.
Well,
So what today will be obsolete in 20 years?
I'm going to say, I forgot to tell you guys. I'm going to say microwave because I just had my first air fryer experience.
You
over
did.
the weekend.
Congratulations.
You couldn't have been more nervous than me. Oh, Michael with a bomb here. He says, your jobs. Oh, that hurts, Michael.
Tough.
Ouch.
They've been saying that about
Michael.
radio for about 50
They said that 20 years
now.
ago,
They
actually.
said that 20 years ago. They said it
Still
when I
yet
started.
we're here.
Jeez, man. Michael, that's a little harsh for a Monday. I'll just tell you right
The
now.
vibes have been so
The vibes
good
were
today.
so good.
How about this one? Cars you drive yourself.
They're already here.
I know, but like
completely
everybody, like
obsolete.
completely
Yeah.
obsolete. Like
I don't want that.
unless you're in a race car driver or there's some sort of special area where you can go drive your own cars. Will every car just be automated on some like AI grid, and we just hop in and it just takes us where we need to be as efficiently as possible?
I don't want that.
You don't want that?
No, God, no. I like to drive.
Way fewer accidents, probably. Way fewer.
Ask Kyle Shanahan about that.
Human error is by far
Sure,
the
I get
biggest
it.
driver for human accidents. You take that human error out of the equation, Roads would be much safer. Cars would be able to go faster because they'd all be talking to each other.
No, pass.
You're scared because you
Pass.
like the control.
Yeah, I like that
But
control.
Remember, when you have control, everyone else has control too. And
That's fair.
Not a great thing.
Yeah, I like speeding. I'm with you, Rain Dog. I like to hit it a little bit every now and then. But my air fryer experience, I use I say microwaves because now that I've got my air fryer, I don't think I need my microwave for anything.
Don't.
Not really.
Dude, it's pretty great. Made some nuggets. Fantastic.
Crispy.
Correct me if I'm
And
wrong.
I was nervous to use it because I had I was literally
Did you have
eyeballing.
a
I didn't know where the
basket or how-
manual was.
What kind do you have?
Basket.
A little baskety one?
I didn't. I go, babe, where's the manual? She goes, I don't know. I think I threw it away. I'm like, so I'm supposed to wing this?
We've got one dual baskets, and you can air
Put
fry,
two
bake,
things.
whatever. But you can air fry both at different temperatures for
I
different
need a
amounts
bigger
of
one
time.
now, is
It's
what
great.
you're saying.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like maybe a year ago we were talking about air fryers, and maybe you were being facetious, maybe you weren't. You said you didn't mess with an air fryer because you just thought everybody was frying everything.
Correct. I thought it was a literal fry. When you hear the word fryer,
Right.
I thought I was like, do I have to put like canola oil in here?
That stuck with me because
fry up some fries.
Because me and Ben had been talking about air fryers for years.
I was like,
at
you
that
guys are
point.
hillbillies.
And
What are
I
you
go-
doing? Everything you eat is fried food?
I go, did Woods really think
I
that
did.
every day we were just deep frying vegetables?
Babe, throw some Oreos in there. I
He must
did.
have thought we
There's
were
a
the biggest
really,
loads.
I'm like,
there's a
what are
really
you doing?
important modifier in
Air.
air. It's the
Yeah.
really important
Yeah.
modifier there.
Maybe
that you
the
were
air
missing.
heated the oil. That's what I thought.
Like
the fryer faithful.
I've done
FRYER.
I've done
Yes.
Brussels sprouts. I've done vegetables. You can do meat, like whatever. And I'm like, he really thought we were just deep frying
I
everything.
did. I thought I'm like, good God, guys. You ever hear of
Then we have
cholesterol
to, like,
problems?
recycle our oil later in a drum in the backyard.
How many statins are you both on? Is
How did you
exactly,
gain all the
it's
weight?
exactly what I thought. I swear to God, when I heard air fryer, I'm like, what is with all these people in their air fryers? Like, how morbidly obese do we all have to be? I loved it.
It's fantastic.
I loved it. And now I'm a little bummed I don't have the manual. I'm going to Google the instruction. I'm going to Google the manual. I can probably find it online
Wait until
somewhere.
you get to reheat something. Reheat a slice of pizza
Yeah.
from the night
Pizza
before.
in the
or
air
a
fryer
burrito.
is
I'm kind of worried that my drawer isn't big enough.
For pizza?
Well,
that's
so
not
if
right.
I'm going
You
to
do
make
have
an
to
air
cut it out.
fryer, if I'm going to make an air fryer meal, I'm going to have to do I'm going to have to air fry the potatoes, then air fry the chicken breast or whatever. So I'd like the dual one. Damn it. It's all right.
I'll send
I'm
you a
getting
link.
used to it. I'm getting used to it right now, but I really like it. I really like it. It was a beautiful find, and it was a birthday gift from my friends, the Coopers. And I had it sitting plugged in for like 3 weeks, and I finally was like, all right, man, let's tackle this thing.
I mean, all you have to do is have an extra minute or two of patience compared to the microwave,
Oh.
and the results are so much better.
Yeah.
Now it said it doesn't preheat, right? It just fires right up.
I
It
preheat
does,
mine.
but it preheats so fast.
Yeah.
So what do you give it?
So
Couple
like
minutes?
if it says cook it at 400
Yeah.
for 12 minutes, I'll set my air fryer for like 15 minutes.
Okay, and then that handles
And
the.
set a timer or just pay attention to the clock. Be like, all right, come
I
back.
mean, mine
back at 12
mine
and then throw
preheats
the
so
food in.
quickly. Like
It's over now.
Like I turn it on, and by the time I've pulled the food out of like the freezer or the fridge,
It's
and,
ready.
Like put it on the
Yes.
tray, it beeps, and it's like
Yeah.
it's already preheated to 400 because it's so small. It doesn't take long at all to get up to temperature.
While you guys are at the press conference today, I'll be at home air frying things until I go pick my kids up. Just so you know. Let me know how it goes. Do well. Represent us well down there.
Yeah, I don't know if I will be piping in with a question or not.
I
I'll
wouldn't.
be in the back of the room with my camera, which makes it a little bit harder.
I
but-
wouldn't.
Oh, you have to stand on that like platform in the back?
Yeah, the riser on the back with the media
So what am I
cameras
going to
are
do?
over your
I just
head.
got to sit there by myself now? Like I'm Steven Glansberg? Thanks, Woods. Appreciate it.
You'll end
Sorry.
up sitting next to someone much cooler than me.
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah, like
probably.
Adam.
Yeah, like Adam.
Hey.
No, Adam will be in the back
He
at
better
a
not ask
table,
a
probably
question.
with Sammy.
Hmm.
But yeah, live coverage coming up today at about 12:40. The news conference scheduled to begin at 1 p.m. at Petco Park. We will carry it live and commercial free. Until then, Braden and Frank will keep you company because we are done until tomorrow. Thanks to all of our guests on the SDCCU Fan Hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking. It is better. For Paul Reindl and Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Monday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.